gotta bring it. No, you got your man out there doing bigger and better things. Okay? And I blame, Trey asked a good question. How did it get so bad? I blame y'all. Because y'all been sitting on the fucking sidelines, letting these women do this bullshit, not setting boundaries, not telling women no, fuck off. And that's why we do what you allow us to do. You are one I love to hate and hate to love, but at the end of the day, I love you, baby girl. Come on the panel, let's go, please. Let's go. You're going to be in market, but you might go back limping. What's going on? What's going on to all my embracers on the BMU network, Black Man Unfiltered on Monday night, causing mayhem. You know how we do, ain't none different. Happy Labor Day to y'all that enjoyed not doing labor. I worked because I had to get that bag, time and a half, and holiday pay. I got a grown son in college, so anybody that knows already knows. And don't forget, the game is to be sold, not told. So drop a Cash App, drop a super chat to BMU Network because they back their busy bees engineering the shows, and to my awesome moderators. Trust me, when I come up, I'm making sure I take care of y'all because y'all just be y'all might as well just stay here and get a job and stay unemployed on our payroll because y'all really show support. And I also want to give a shout out to BMU for showing me support on last night's show on my channel. It was a huge success. He came through at the last minute with some technical difficulties I was having. And I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. And y'all gonna see this channel blow up. But I told BMU, even as blown up as I'm gonna get, I'm still gonna be here. I ain't going nowhere, and I'm gonna stay humble. I'm at 690, guys. Still need that 1K by November 7th, so come through with the come through. I got a little bit of bad news before I got this show, but I'm not going to let it ruin me because you know what? You guys have to learn something, especially if you guys are children of God. The devil stays busy. He especially stays busy with those that knows that God is working with them. The devil stays busy with those that knows they have a blessing or a breakthrough coming. So the show must go on. Life goes on. I'm going to pray on it because that's what I do, and I internalize. I try not to react to things right away or go crazy or rah-rah. Roxanne ain't going to come out. But the fact remains is that we have to stay strong in prayers and faith. Because it's easy to praise God when things are going good. But what about when things are going not so good? That's when you go in a dark room or closet, and that's when you really get it in with God and show him that you not only have faith when things are down, but you have to remain faithful. The size of a mustard seed, guys. That's all he asks of us. So with that being said, let's get it in. Monday Night Mayhem. Camp, bring your dysfunctional ass over here and stop making bastard children. To be honest with you, I haven't really even seen the video. I heard my queen Take Heed talk about it. I know it's a trending topic on YouTube. I try not to jump on the bandwagon of all these topics that are trending, but you just can't help it. And then the people that I work with or work with me, we all have the same mindset. So we go and jump on this kind of the same topics, but we all bring our different style and our different views to it, and we jazz it up in our own way. So with that being said, look, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. I know that there are a lot of great single family households out there, and we have a lot of great kids coming from single household. But we have to talk about the ugly side of it. The fact that we're just okay with people making bastard children, because that's what they are. That's what they are. And I know it's kind of harsh, and you guys don't like when I say that word because it triggers some of y'all, but I don't give a fuck. Y'all know me. Because the fact that we're okay and still having children out of wedlock, seeing how fucked up this world that we're living in, how messed up that our kids are doing in this world. The fact that we still don't understand how important it is for a father to be actively in a child's life. Now, I do have to give a shout out to Trey, because Trey is the exception. And I know he'll probably have a lot to say if he was here tonight on this show. But the fact remains is that the kids that are being born out of wedlock are just coming out in an astronomical number. It's really messing up the dynamics of the family unit. And I get it. I get it, gentlemen. I get it. Y'all are more scared of divorce than you are than marriage. I get it. There's no incentive for men to be married. They give up their little black book. They give up their last name. Exactly, Biggie. See, Biggie's agreeing with me. They give up money. I mean, men give up and sacrifice a lot. And let me put this in as a disclaimer. So do women. Okay. Exactly, Biggie. But at the same time, hey, how you doing, King Libra? Thank you for coming. Salute to you, Soap. I appreciate you. How you doing, Angel? Thank you for coming. Don't forget to press the like button. Oh, King, you missed a good one yesterday, but it's okay. You could catch the replay, and I'll be doing shows once a week on my channel now. I've got the new and improved channel. It's still it's always gonna be under construction. I'm always gonna try to make it better. I'm always gonna try to be better on BMU, because why? I surround myself with people who want to see me do better, not haters. They want to see me eat at the table with them too. But the fact remains is that Cam thinks that it's okay. And I'm going to throw in Nick Cannon too. I get it. They have money. And they think because they have money that they're not creating broken homes. But how can they not see it? You can't be at every child's home. You can't honestly say that you're giving 100% to each child all the time. And I know what the rebuttal is going to be with a lot of men, because I think I heard Art Payne and my other guys on the network talking about this, that if they were working 15, 16, 17 hours a day, they wouldn't be home anyway. And I wanted to come up on that panel. And I think it was Friday night when you guys were talking about stepdaddies. I wanted to come up on that panel, and I wanted to disagree with the men, because although the men are working 10, 12, 13, 14 hours, I always knew daddy was going to come home. I always knew when I woke up in the morning or in the middle of the night that daddy was going to be home. And that matters. But on the flip side, I also remember him working so much that he would rarely come to my events at school. I mean, he would make sure I had the freshest Jordans. I had a Jordan sneakers for away games. I had Jordan sneakers for home games. I had Jordan sneakers for practice. I mean, he made sure I was good then. But at the end of the day, Kids cherish memories. Materialistic things is good, but it's just a temporary fix because next week I'm gonna want something else, or I wanted something else. Now, don't get me wrong, my dad made it a point to take us out, take us on vacation. The only thing he kind of neglected was the fact of him being part of, coming to my games, coming to my banquets and stuff like that. But you know who took place of him? My older sister, his first daughter from his first marriage. She was like a parent to me. So you guys, if you know you have kids and you can't make it somewhere, call auntie, call their godmother or their godparents, and have them go show up for them in your place. Because sometimes just seeing a familiar face in that crowd matters. So with that being said, I said all that to say this. I don't understand how Cam thinks that it's okay to create all these bastard children in broken homes. I guess he thinks because he has money that the money is going to replace the guidance and the covering and the protection of a father. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't. It doesn't. And to rebuttal that other thing that men are going to say, oh, I have to work 16, 17 hours, then y'all maybe should start living a little bit better within your means to not have to work 17, 16 hours. And I blame the women for that. I really do, because you put so much pressure on the man to have the bigger house, the better car, to keep up with the Joneses. Just stay in your goddamn financial lane and live comfortably so you can be there, so the father, the man, can be there for the child. Because y'all confuse me and a lot of the men. First you say you want a man to provide, you want a man to pay your bills, and you want a man to do this. But then when he's out there doing that, working 16, 17 hours a day, then your punk ass want to go cheat and talking about, oh, but you're never there. You was never home. I mean, which one is it? BMU, you know what I'm about to say now. You know what I'm about to say right now, because I'm confused. You want the big house on the hill, you want the cars, but your man got to work 16, 17 hours a day to give you what you want. But then on the other side, you're complaining that he's never home and he's always at work and he doesn't help you with the chores. He doesn't help you with the kids. So which one is it, ladies? Come on, man. I see you, Take Heed. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. So let's talk about it. What is the definition of a broken home? Let's talk about it, because you know me. I'm gonna give y'all the textbook definition. I'm gonna bring out my research and stuff like that. And I'm glad that I do the research, because while I'm doing the research, not only am I gonna bring forth the information to y'all, but I'm learning too. And I'm also validating a lot of things that I did right or that I did wrong. So it's a growing experience for me as well, guys. That's why I feel that it's important that we do have a little bit of class sessions on my show, because I'm here to make you guys aware. And if you know better, I pray to God that y'all do better and have some takeaways from my shows. And look, I get emails and DMs all the time about show ideas, what I could have done better, what topic to talk about. Keep bringing them, because I actually utilize them. I try to respond to every comment, every email, every DM. I mean, it's hard sometimes. I usually leave aside all of that on Sundays. I mean, sometimes I'd be missing them because there's so many of them, but don't stop. My contact information is there. You can get in touch with me through the BMU network or anybody else I rock with. Shit, I didn't got in touch with some people through other people. So don't be shy. Don't be hesitant. I can take constructive criticism as long as you keep it respectful. But let's go over what broken homes. And I got this from marriage.com, just in case you guys want to know which sources I use. So for this tonight, it was marriage.com. A broken home is a family in which the parents are divorced or separated. A family in which one parent is absent, usually due to divorce or desertion. Broken homes produce children deprived and denied of quality education, adequate parental care, and wider opportunities, and consequently most of the times turns out to be social deviants and delinquents. So in other words, when we sign up, and let me tell you something, I'm going to be humble too. My son, I wasn't married till my son was 4 years old, but we did stay together throughout everything, the pregnancy, the birth, and everything. But I made it right and I fixed it. And the other thing that I realized too is now I have to admit to myself is that my son now comes from a broken home. Especially when I read with these definitions and research. So I have to face that. But I'm glad that I did certain things, and as we get in deeper with it, we're going to I'll explain that to you. So again, it turns a lot of these kids from broken homes turned out to be social deviants and delinquents with constitutions of nuisance in society as their major stock in trade. These children grow up with multiple traumas that leave them with permanent emotional and mental scars, sadness, and distress. If trauma is not treated, it may lead to physical and psychological illness. Children from dysfunctional families may experience stigma by their peers for their situation at home. I know y'all all heard it, but where your daddy at? I got a daddy. Why you don't have a daddy? Why always your mama come pick you up? Where's your daddy at? I know a lot of us have heard that growing up, or heard other kids bully other kids about that, and that is traumatizing to a child. Daughter has a daughter daddy dance and there's no daddy there. Okay? That resonates with a child. That don't go nowhere. You see how I mentioned I'm about to be 50 years old, and I still, even though my dad did a lot of things right, I still remember looking up at those stands and not seeing him at my games. And that shit hurt because he really thought I couldn't play ball. He really thought I couldn't play. I played volleyball, field hockey, softball, and basketball. And he thought because I was a big girl that I couldn't move or I wasn't athletic enough, but he never was able to come to my games. And then I've forgiven him for that. But what it did teach me as a parent that I am now, I made sure I was at my baby's games. Did I miss a couple? Yeah. But I always made sure if I wasn't there, I made sure his daddy was there. If his daddy couldn't be there, I would make sure his godmama was there, one of his titis, somebody familiar to him that can at least be there cheering for him. And if anybody knows me, I'm a great delegator. I get shit done through other people. Okay? That's what makes me a good manager, a good boss. I just know how to delegate people and how to train people and utilize them to my liking and what I need to get done. You guys should use that concept. Delegate. Delegate, delegate, delegate. What dummy are you going to use to get the mission accomplished? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, who am I going to get this to run this play and get it done? So, with that being said, the age between 2 and 4, well, no, I'll go through this once we watch the video. BMU, let's go ahead and play the video, and let's just see how Cam be thinking and talking. I know a lot of you guys are familiar with this, but let's run it, please, and thank you, sir. Are you there, sir? Are you having?
I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
about your
to bring
wife?
them. I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, and disclaimer, the kids are innocent, they are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time.
Okay. So 8 kids from 3 different women, and he wants more kids. He asked God to give him more kids. But look at the way you're going about things. 8 kids from 3 different women. He's only one man. So do you think that he can really be there 100% for these kids? And I know what a lot of men are going to say, oh, well, he wouldn't be there right now. If he was playing football, he'd be out of town. Yeah, you're absolutely right, because that's his job. But the season does end. You know, there are times where you can bring your family to the game. But my thing is the fact that she was shaming him, but the fact that we celebrate and don't shame and simply think that it's okay to keep making bastard child after bastard child after bastard child. And you got the audacity to throw God in there. I hope God gives me more. What are we doing right now? Am I wrong? I mean, am I wrong to feel the way I'm feeling or the way I'm thinking? I mean, if anybody wants to come up here and say what they have to say, I welcome it, because I need you guys to make me understand how people can. And you know what? This is the exception to the rule, because you guys know that they have money. Nick Cannon and Cam has money, and they're going to say, well, they're going to grow up good. They're going to have a good education. They're going to have this. But the psychological trauma is still going to be there no matter how much money you got. And you know what? Ragnar Runner says, but he was never planning on being there for those children. Exactly. I agree with you that he was never planning on being there for those children. He's just dropping his seed wherever it lands and making babies for what? To keep his family bloodline? Why not have 2 children with 1 woman and concentrate on those 2 kids, make those 2 kids great, versus having 8 kids spread all over the place and then being mediocrity, average. Oh, that's right. They have money. So because he has money, let me tell you guys, all money is not good money. Okay? I'm going to give you a perfect example of what I did for the sacrifice of my child. I had a beautiful home in Florida, 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool. It was gorgeous. I was there for 17 years. I only owed $150,000 left. And I contemplated, should I sell it? Should I keep it? What do I do? At the end of the day, I ended up selling it, because I was not going to work 2-3 jobs to keep a house just to say that I have a house when my child was 12 years old. There was no way that I was going to leave a boy unsupervised, because I was too busy working 2 jobs to pay for a house that I was never going to be able to enjoy, because I was always too busy working. My son would have been able to enjoy it, and his friends. But you know what? I valued me being there for my son more than this big old house I had. And I sold it. And I sold it right before COVID for $365. It is worth over $500,000 right now. My mom and dad have been married for 41 years and have 8 children, and we never saw daddy. He was driving trucks across the country. Okay, but Black Man Unfiltered, you knew daddy was coming home eventually. You knew you felt his presence because his ass would get on the phone when you had to talk to him. He knew what grades you were getting because mama was reporting back to him. Tell me I'm lying, Black Man Unfiltered. You might have never saw him, but you as hell felt his presence there. Ask me, am I right or wrong? Tell me that. I'm just asking. You know, I'm asking for a friend. In actuality, I really am. So yeah, I made that decision because I see how a lot of mistakes that parents do trying to hang on to materialistic things for the sake of it or for how. That's why I say people stay in your financial lane. I could have kept the house. It would have been tough, but I would have been at work most of the time, and I wouldn't have been there for Jordan. And a young man at the age of 12 years old, me and my ex has separated. He already had to deal with that. I wasn't going to leave him home alone to get into some trouble. Absolutely not. So I sold the house for the sake of my family, my son and I. And I can't sit here and regret it and dwell in it because what happened. But you know how many memories we created from the age of 12 to 18 that I probably wouldn't have been able to create because I would have been too busy working, trying to hang on to a house that was he's gone now. So I would have been in the house by myself, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Where they do that at? Exactly. So with that being said, I need people in our community and in our lives to really stop this bullshit. To really think, what's the difference with Cam? Oh, BMU. Okay, the difference is that your daddy had one wife with 8 kids, and they were all under the same roof. Y'all all got the same ass whippings, the same disciplinary action, the same upbringing. Whereas you have 8 kids from 3 different women getting 3 different styles of parenting. One is going to be lacking more than the other. That's the difference. And I'm sure your dad came home, BMU. It can't be that bad. I'm sure he came home. You know, my ex was an over-the-road truck driver for the first 3 years of our relationship, and he eventually would come home. He would have a week here and a week there off once in a while, but his busy season, it came to the point that when I had Jordan, I had asked him, can you change careers? Because I'm not raising this baby by myself. I didn't make him by myself. I'm gonna need you home. And plus your other son comes to the house every other weekend. So now I'm gonna take care of 2 kids? Nah. Missed a lot of games, birthdays, christenings, the birth of my last 2 siblings. He missed yeah, he did. And I get it, BMU. I get it. But at the end of the day, he didn't scatter his seed all over the United States. He kept it with one, had them all with one, all under one roof. Money was going under one roof, and made it happen. You're grasping for straws now, okay? Because you had a sense of family. You knew Dad was his presence. His presence wasn't physically there, but you knew Dad knew what the hell was going on in the household. I mean, because I know you and him and your mom talked a lot, because you talk a lot on the phone when your other half is a truck driver, over the road truck driver. That's all you do have is the phone and FaceTime. Ooh, somebody just hit a home run. My bad. Of course, it's my Yankees. So, but we ain't gonna go no. We ain't gonna. Where Trey at with his punk ass Baltimore Orioles hat? But anyway, so BMU, do you have trauma over this? Could have you wished you seen your dad a little bit more? I mean, let's talk about it. Since you are one that experienced this, were there times where you wished your dad was home? Were there times where you were glad he wasn't home? I mean, you're a perfect example. Damn, your dad would come home from off the road, make a baby, and go back on the road. Mama pregnant again. Deep Town Conversation. My girl, she back at it. I sure am. I sure am. I sure am. Don't forget to press the like button. Don't forget to like, share. Shout out to DJ Ham. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Sharing is caring. What's up, Braxton? Travel One, embrace the grace. Greetings, Grace. Black men love giving away their seed to randoms. Oh, here we go. Here we go. And women like to receive seed from randoms. You know, I like to flip it on you. Nope, because back then we were not pussies. We knew he had to go to work or we would be outside. Oh, shit. I get it. Y'all dealt with it. Y'all dealt with it. D-Town Conversation said, love your voice. Thank you so much. That's funny that you say that. My kid admitted to me when he was younger, Mom, I used to piss you off on purpose just to hear you talk and hear your New York accent. I said, boy, if you don't get out my face. Yes, Catalina, my Yankees are winning right now. 7-1, baby. We're doing good this year. We're doing good. We just got to stay focused. Stay focused. I mean, there's not really a lot to say about this. I'm not going to beat it down with a horse. I don't have 10, 12, 11 videos. I just wanted to put this out here, tell you what I felt. Again, if anybody has anything to say, BMU, if you have any other videos, but I just really, I need somebody to make me understand how people think that it's okay. And Braxton, thank you for coming. I really do appreciate it. You always showing support. You're doing your Ayalana Van Zet tonight. Hello, beloveds. Yeah, I like her too. You know, she has some type of sense, but sometimes I think she's foolish too. She coddles the women too much. But that's a whole nother conversation. You cannot expect, and then he wants more. That's the scary part. Nick Cannon, he busting his seat out like a cannon. I mean, don't you guys sometimes like feel embarrassed? Don't you guys sometimes feel like even remember how we felt when we saw that woman that says she has 7 children from 7 different baby daddies? I mean, that's disgusting. How do y'all think that? How do y'all walk around and think that that's okay? No shame. Look, I'm nobody to tell people to stop having sex. But what I'm asking is stop bringing children into the equation. Now, with Nick Cannon and Cam, we're not taking care of them with our taxpayers' money because they got money. But that lady with the 7 kids with 7 different men that gets $3,000 in food stamps, who you think paying for that? Aren't you mad that you have to go to work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5? You don't qualify for food stamps, but somebody can just lay on their back and make a baby after 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 a baby and be okay with that with 7 different men? And we got to work hard for our money, pay the prices of groceries, but she can just lay on her back and pop them out and get food stamps. You know she got Medicaid. Doesn't that bother y'all? Doesn't that irk you? Especially my hardworking people that go to work every day in and day out. We paying for other people's children, bastard children. And I know what you're going to say. Well, Cam got money. Nick Cannon got money. Yeah, they got money. But does it still make it right? Does it still make it right to bring a child into this world already entering a losing battle? And then it's so sad to hear a man say that his fear of divorce is higher than being married. the kids' years they were born: 212, 213, 214, 215, 216, 217, 218, 219. God, mama stayed pregnant, Black Man Unfiltered. 7 years straight. Well, 8 years. I'm telling you, he would come home, make a baby, and get back on the road. Okay, baby, I dropped the. No, oh, this is Cam's. Okay, this is Cam's. So, okay, put that up again. That's crazy. These are Cam's kids. Wow. 2012, 2000. So
imagine. I just looked it up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So imagine you got 8 kids with 3 baby mamas, and all 3 baby mamas know, and they allow him to keep coming back, getting them pregnant. These kids were born a year apart from each other by 3 different women: 2012, 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19.
Well, you know I'm gonna get on the women too, but right now
he was going back having sex with these women consistently, having babies. I'm gonna pull up the picture of these kids. I'm gonna pull a picture, let you see the picture.
Okay.
Give me just a second.
I thought that was your parents being mute. I'm like, damn, Papa, y'all didn't have no cable back then.
No.
And then, okay, now that Black Man Unfiltered brought that up, these women are of low value and low class. I'm sorry, because all I see that they see in this man is a paycheck. If I have his kid, then I can have money. Not thinking or caring about the welfare of the children. Start with, allow these Black men do not want to say no to these women. Yeah, but Travel One, these women also allow themselves to get pregnant. Okay, women have 34 forms of contraceptives. Okay, the burden falls more on the women, Travel One, because we're the ones that end up holding the bag at the end and being pregnant. A man can only shoot up the club if you allow him to shoot up the club. What my girl be saying all the time, that 30-second window before it happens, there's nothing that a woman can do and say, put a condom on. But no, we don't do that. There has been times when men say, I don't want a baby. Oh, I'm on birth control. Knowing half you heifers are skipping pills and not doing what y'all supposed to be doing. I mean, come on, man. No, Grace. Come on. No, it does not. Black men are out of order, clearly. And Black women are out of order, too. Come on, Travel One. You always want to put the blame on just the men. When are us women going to take accountability for us, too? The man can keep it, and he could keep it in his pants, too. But you see, we're not built like men. Men are wired differently. You're trying to make the fact that men think like us, Travel One, and we're not built the same. If a man has an opportunity to have sex, he's gonna take it. First, you want a man to be able to be good in bed, but now you're saying that a man should have dick discipline. Again, I'm confused. Who is the leader, Grace? The men are the leaders. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Who's the one that gets pregnant, though? Who's the one that gets left holding the bag and then begging the courts for child support and crying on YouTube that they're single and this shit is hard? It's not excuses. It's not excuses. It's the real deal. You expect men to move like women do, and we're different. They're different. You see, Pookie has got 5 different baby moms. That's all his kids? That's crazy. They're all beautiful kids. They really are. So what does he do? He gathers them all up together, get an Airbnb, and spends time with all his kids? I mean that.
What he did was, each one of his baby mamas, they stay within miles of each other. He stays Right, within miles of each other. Right, I'm reading this article, and people go read it for yourself. His kids can walk to his house, so he keeps all his baby mamas in one place. So he bought each individual baby mama a house for their own privacy, and they live in the same.
Let's say they live in the same subdivision.
Right, and they can walk. They're minutes away on foot from his house. They can walk to their daddy's house and see him every day.
Well, he can afford to do all that. But the Pookies and Ray Rays that we be talking about, can they afford to do that?
And that when he's like on his off season, when he's playing football, on his off season, all the kids will be with him for his entire off season. They be in Paris. You go look at the Instagram. They be in Paris. They be in Beijing. They be in fucking China. They be every fucking way.
So are you? It sounds like you're okay with this arrangement.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying most women out here complain that they have a deadbeat daddy that don't send them $100 a month. What I'm saying is this man went spraying his seed, which I don't condone that. No, don't be spraying your seed around like that. I don't condone it. But at the same time, the man is not letting his kids go without. And he put his kids in the same subdivision he lives in where they can come see him anytime they want. They get a chance to travel the world with their daddy. They see their daddy every day. They have access to this man every day. He lives right down the street from them.
But this is the exception to the rule.
Right, because he's a multimillionaire. The man's worth $500 million.
God bless him. And he says he wants more kids. He's only 34 years old, so he can have more kids. So I guess the oldest which is the boy that looks just like him, he's probably about... Yep, he's probably about 18. He looks like he's about 18, 19 years old. And then the baby, the smallest, are these all 8 kids? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 7 kids, so there's one missing.
He just had a new one. Let me put the new one up here. Hold on.
Oh,
he just had one. He has a newborn. Let me find a newborn. Hold on. There it is. I found it. Here's a newborn right here. Let me put it up here.
So it looks like he got one black baby mama. He got one white baby mama. Or mixed baby mama.
Hold on.
Ruthless Truth. Wow. Where you been, sir?
Here and there, a little bit of everywhere.
Good to see you. Good to see you. How you been?
Good. Let me put on my thinking cap. I'm dealing with you now.
Oh. I'll tell you, we have this love-hate relationship. I'm still waiting on my steak dinner, sir, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. But it's good to see you. Thank you for coming. I don't know how much you've heard or what you've seen. Hold on. He's in
the top right-hand corner.
That's the newborn? Oh, he a chunky monkey. Look at that baby. Oh, look at them cheeks. So far, I don't know how much you've heard, Truth. What do you have to say about this? I mean, I would have rather him have 8 kids from one woman and have them all underneath the same roof. And we know he does a lot, like BMU just saying, but that's the exception to the rule. Most men that have that many kids can't make it happen like Cam or Nick Cannon doing. But what do you have to say about this?
What I have to say about it?
Yes, sir. Oh, you just coming up here to give me grief?
No, I'm just gonna say what I gotta say. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I believe everybody need to mind their business, right? Because this is the thing about it, right? We really don't have to worry about things like this, right? Because it's been this way since the beginning, right? Right? God made the first baby mama, right?
Right.
So, I mean, it's the way he wants us to go, right? He told him. So, the human race is going forward because God wants us to go forward. And it doesn't have to, marriage is not a one woman type of thing. Is an ideology that is so new, but yet old in this country that people have been sold the illusion of, TV that, one man, one woman live forever. And we've placed this burden upon each other. That's not necessary. The other day we had a conversation. Well, Cam Newton, I heard a girl talking to Cam Newton, right? And she was like, oh, and most people say you should have one woman. It's better to have one woman, one big family. But here's the thing that we don't understand, right? Are we missing? Is a lot of times we don't even get along with each other, right? A lot of parents don't get along, majority, right? And granted, the women are saying, I'm taking the door out. I'm not blaming all of you guys, but I'm just saying you guys are saying, you know what? I'm not going to be miserable with you. That's the thing about relationships. People come to, when they're growing with each other and get to know each other through the course of the relationship, after the kids, the bills, the time to get done, we become, a lot of us grow apart and become contentious, and the house becomes divided, which is even more unhealthy on the kids than it is to have a house that is, we'll say, not as contentious, but in a good format. Like, he takes care of his kids, the kids have access to him, the mothers are taken care of, he's living the life of a king. So I would find this more optimal, because at least we know that they're on the same page, right? They're on the same page.
Which most women aren't going to be on the same page together, but these three seem to be.
Because because he's communicated to them. Because he had a fiance. The first one was a fiance, and and him being a football player, he probably put it all together, right? He looked at how wretched these women are out here chasing this money, right? He seen that these women ain't really, what they cracked up to be. And so he probably in the middle of his journey with his fiance, and he probably did want to marry in the beginning, but then seeing how maybe her ways or faults were, and she said, you know what? Let's just be co-parents. I'll take care of you. You won't have to worry about no food on your table, roof over your head. We can share the kids. Someday I'll come pick them up, keep them for a month, whatever, right? And obviously she agreed with it. She said, you know what? This is better for me too. All the baby mama obviously said this is the best suitable situation for them, because now they don't have to fake it to make it. Right?
They're actually they're gonna make it.
No, they don't have to fake it to make it. See what I'm saying? Now they can just live their lives. How they want to live their life. They still co-parenting. They still have a responsibility. They still own up to their responsibilities. And with him, they don't have to worry about, is he cheating? Is he going out with other women? Why doesn't he listen to me? Why all the arguing stuff, none of that. All that's alleviated. All of that's alleviated. So now, hey, how you doing? Good. How much you need? You want to go shopping? Here's 10 bands. Go to the designer store, get what you want. Right? Because the mama's happy, kids happy, right? So this is the new way, going back to the old ways, right? When kings had concubines and 300 wives. This is, to me, in my opinion, and according to the Bible, this is the most optimal way for a man means to live. Because it frees both of them, the women and the man, from trying to live something that they're really not capable of living. And that is a life of peace with each other. All that arguing and that, most couples, let's be honest, 99% of couples don't get along. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. A lot of us just don't get along. We don't want to admit it. We put on a show for the family. We put on a show within the relationships. I know all my relationships, at the end of it, I didn't get along with none of my girls. Even though I was doing all this for them, even though I wasn't doing the things that were, been infidelity, none of that. But yet we argued about different things, right? She had her opinion, I had mine, and we would bump heads, right? She would say hurtful things. She would say things because she would get mad in her emotions. Right? And then I would bite into it, and then I would be wrong too for feeding into it. And we both be just arguing and be mad, So if you really look at the overall premise of relationships and marriages, most couples don't get along at the end of the day. Most of them can't stand each other after 4 to 6 years. But a lot of them stay together because they don't like change. Right? It also looks good for the family, mom, and you guys are so happy together. Right? Also, it's economically more feasible. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different reasons people are staying other than happiness. And we don't really want to see this thing that Cam Newton is doing, which is all he's doing is protecting the kids, the baby mamas, himself from any furtherance of any type of drama, right? Everything's laid on the plate. Simple. Contract is made. You know, the kids know what they got, the allowances. Everything is set. And guess what? They never argue. We don't have these problems. You know why? Because they have their homes. I got my home, right? And this is more optimal for the both of us as well as kids.
And can no women come take half of his everything? Because that's what he says. He fears divorce more than marriage. And let me read this comment. Black Man Unfiltered said, Isaiah 4:1, in that day, 7 women will take hold of one man and say, we will eat our own food and provide our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name and take away our disgrace. So with that being said, BMU, you're trying to point out the fact that it was okay for a man to have more than one woman?
No, what I'm saying is that if we look at it statistically right now in the world today, that women, we're close to this Bible fulfilling itself, because today there's 10 women to every one man, meaning every woman that wants to have a husband will not have one. And some women will start to say, you know what? I would just consider sharing a husband with another woman.
But a lot of us are already sharing and don't even know it, but know it, if you know what I mean.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like knowingly. And I put the other one in there, but it chopped it up a little bit. But it says here, it says some scholars believe that verse should have been placed at the end of Isaiah as it completes the description of what will happen when wealthy and proud women, it said the verse depicted 7 women who offer to marry one man without expecting him to provide for them. So it's just, like I said again, we're getting to the point where it's too many women and not enough men. Women outnumber us by 2-3 million. You know, and to be honest with you, what's up, Ruthless? Man, I didn't even speak to you, my brother.
How you doing, sir?
And so take heed. I would love to have Take Heed up here so we could discuss this as well. If she could come up, that'd be great. But
yeah, because she was passionate about this on her show.
Right
now, no, go ahead, BM. You finish your thought.
I'm gonna land my plane. You know, I was just saying, you know, also that if the women outnumber us 10-1, and I'll say this as a man myself, right? I have myself on my children's lives. I do not lie to you, right? I have 6 of them, 6 children. I have myself had a woman approach me and say, I love your family dynamic. I love the structure that you have for your children. I love how you treat your children. I love how you run your household. I want to be a part of that. Can I sit down with your wife and have a discussion about joining your family? I put this on the lives of my children, that this woman asked me this. She said, may I sit down with your wife and discuss joining your family and being your wife with your wife, joining your family? I've had this happen to me. And she said she wants to have she said, is it okay if I sit down with your wife? I said, no, because my wife was going to cut your fucking throat. If you go to my wife and tell my wife you want to sit down with me and have kids with me and marry me and be in the house, and she talked about, oh, we can go get another house, we can go house shopping, we can get a family vehicle, she had it all put together. And she
wow, BMU, what you doing to these ladies out in these streets?
I put it on to show you how serious I am. I put it on the lives of my children. this woman.
I believe you, because women are hitting walls. Winter has come for them, and they're realizing that they're going to have to change their mindset or things, how they're doing. If my ex at the time told me that he wanted an open marriage, I would have been cool with it, because I would have still had my family unit. My son would have still had his father underneath the same roof. I wouldn't have minded. But it was the sneakiness, the lying, the secrets that I couldn't deal with. I would have preferred him to tell me, look, I'm not happy, I'm this, I'm that. And back then, because you pointed it out last night on last night's show, I was bi. So I would have been cool with an open marriage and sharing him. But he always used to say to me, no, it's just you and me, just me and you. But then, after 7 years, things had changed. And I was cool. I would have been cool with it, BMU.
And guess what, Embrace? This lady was around me all the time because she went to the church. So she saw me helping. She saw me feeding the homeless. And she saw me how I am with my children. And she saw me as I am as a husband, as a father. She watched me. She studied me. She was around my kids to see how disciplined they were. My kids know her, right? And she said, she's not ashamed. I'm telling you, she said, we can go house shopping. We can get a bigger home. She said, I don't want to interrupt what you and your wife have. You guys can still live your married life, but I would also love to have children as well. And we can all be a happy family. She said, wouldn't it be a beautiful thing for your wife to have someone help around the house, help with the homework? I can someone at the house that you can trust while you celebrate the anniversaries and shit. Right?
Wow.
So my thing is, I said, damn. And so she said, but I want to come to you first because you're the head of the house, and I want to do that in a respectful way and not just go to her. She said, but I'm going to reach out to her and invite her to dinner, and me and her are gonna have a one-on-one. I said, no, don't do that, because my wife not set up that way. Then my wife gonna cut your fucking throat. So don't do that shit.
So
what did the wife say when you told her this? Sorry, Ruthless. Let me just ask him this real quick.
Well, I told her, and then after I told her, I said, don't say nothing. I said, baby, because she knew who it was. I said, baby, don't say nothing. And next thing I know, I'd never seen her again. So I think she said something. Like she stopped going to the church. She stopped giving money. She stopped coming to church. I haven't seen her in about a year and a half, maybe.
So
I hear you.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Bruce.
I have a really good question for you. So, you could have saved your marriage, right?
How could I have saved my marriage?
Uh-oh.
Because you just made a confession.
Elaborate, sir.
Well, you just said you was cool with open marriage. So, first of all, open marriage is not a deal, right? You don't make that kind of deal. All you have to do is say, baby, look, you want another woman? Bring her in, and it's yes 3. You're the king, no everybody else in, right? Right? So you was cool with the open relationship, but that is an open relationship wasn't the correct way to think about it, because that gives you autonomy still. It takes the autonomy away from him. But if you just said you could have another wife, I'm fine with it. I understand that you're a man, that you have your guilty pleasures, and I'm down with you. I'm so far invested in you with kids, et cetera, et cetera. You know what? When I knew you seen this other woman, you know what? Let's have a sit down and talk, and let us all work this out, right? Yeah, you could have said that, and that might have been more optimal. No, but your pride got in the way, and you was like, "Oh, I don't want to be with you no more." Oh, why you always saying that? Right?
Because it was after 7 years of him telling me no, and then you decide to go outside of the marriage behind my back, having a fatal attraction type of scenario, getting restraining orders, getting my house broken into, her threatening my child. No, it wasn't going to happen. It should have happened at the beginning. I asked him that at the beginning. Hey, I'm cool with it. I don't mind having an open marriage. We could have no, I just want it to be me, and he could barely handle me, let alone 2 women at the same time.
But you could have made it happen.
No. Not after the fact. Not after he had his cake and ice cream too. And besides, she wasn't even my type. Okay.
This is the thing, right? This is the thing, and this is why I really put a lot of on the women's plate. I'm not saying us men are perfect, but I give a lot of the onus to the breaking of the families to you guys, because you say on one end when the wedding vows were on the plate, right? About all this, I'm going to be with you forever until death do us part. Richer, poor, good times and bad times. But when those bad times came, you elected to disavow your vows and go and cause grievances about your complaints. Which, I mean, you have a right to do that. But here's the thing: if you knew you was cool with open relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. I think you should have. You could have brought that up in the beginning and say, instead of open relationship, a closed relationship, and if you want another wife or two wives, what you can afford, I'm down with it. You're the boss. I will.
Ruthless. I told he would tease me because before we started dating or everything, he would tease me because the name of my girlfriend was the same name as his ex-wife. Okay, and we were like, damn, both our bitches are the same name. Okay, and before we got married, we were dating for 4 years. I told him I'm okay with it. I'm okay with a poly relationship. I'm into girls. It doesn't bother me. I was into it. I'm not that way anymore. But he kept telling me no. It's just you and me, and we're going to do this the right way. My second marriage failed. I want to do it the right way. And I kept asking him. Every year around my birthday, I kept asking him for a threesome. Okay, since you must know. And he would say no, 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 and no. And then, so hold on, let me finish. So after he said no, I just stopped asking. I let that go. You know what I'm saying? I let that part of my life go, and it's not there anymore. But then for you to go and do that and let me accept it, no, it's not going to happen, Ruthless. He had the opportunity. He had the opportunity to have his cake and ice cream too.
No, what you acted for was you to indulge in homosexual activity as well. So of course he's going to go against that.
Okay, so he can have his cake and eat it too, but I can't?
Yeah, you still got him.
No, that's not going to work for me, sir.
Well, right there. Thank you. See,
that's not going to work. That's not going to work for me. That's not going to work for me. You're asking too much now. He can go do his thing, and I'm supposed to just sit at home and twiddle my thumbs?
No. He's going to move her in. Say, hey, look, baby, bring her in. She can pay some bills here. She can add value to us.
He kept saying no, Ruthless. You're not listening. He kept saying no.
Grace to grace. What you were asking for, right, was different. It was different. You were saying you wanted to suck on something too. Right? That's what you were saying.
It's either all or nothing. You're not going to be the only one having fun. No. He's going to be let's just imagine this for a minute, right? Imagine this for a minute. I know you got your little Americanized mindset, right? But just imagine this for a minute, right? He's the prize, right? Obviously, he's the man, the king of the house. He has two wives. Both of you guys sharing duties and living together, and y'all every other night, whatever. I mean, yeah, just think about it. That would have been better than divorcing. Now, what you was presenting, Grace, was homosexual. Now, of course, he's going to say no to that because you're saying, yeah, let's have an open relationship, meaning you can go out and do your thing too, which is you're asking for more power, right? Or equal power, I would say. And I didn't want another man. I was cool with just him.
Or another woman. All guys always ain't with that. Some guys would have been like, yeah, no problem. Some guys ain't with it. They're like, nah, you ain't doing no homosexual stuff. It's going to be me, you, or me, you, and another woman, and y'all going to be only being with me, right? That's what, and you knew you wouldn't give him that. You wouldn't give him that, Grace.
Not to him, not to that particular man, because first of all, he moved into my house. It was my house, my truck, my car, my money. So I was the king of my house. Okay, so there was no way he was gonna get all that. It just wasn't going to happen. So it was either going to be my way or no way. Now, if he had his own home, his own bread, his own car, his own chair, he signed a prenup when he married me. So I was the one with the money. So that wasn't going to happen. He wasn't that type of caliber man to have that type of relationship. I was willing to have the poly. I was willing to have the poly, but it wasn't going to be where I wasn't going to participate. That wasn't going to happen.
So let me ask you a question, Grace. And I want to hear your true opinion on this. Do you think monogamy is a successful overall rate for men and women?
No, because I know that men are not wired to be with just one woman.
Okay, now stop right there. Okay, good. That's fair. So, how long did you know this, or was aware of this?
I would say I learned that in about my late 20s.
Okay, and when did you get married?
I was 35 when I got married.
Okay, good. Thank you. So therefore, you were without ignorance, right? You understood that men desire multiple women, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that the chances of a man not ever being with you forever and not ever sleep with another woman or have another woman on the side is impossible, basically. Right? So you going and marrying a woman, so you went into marriage knowing it was pretty much that was going to happen, right? I'm sure you didn't think that he was never ever going to ever sleep with anybody ever, right? So were you setting him up for failure? Because you knew it.
Yes, I did know this, but Ruthless, you're forgetting of the fact that I gave him the opportunity to be in an open marriage. I said I was cool with it.
No, open marriage is different than him having two wives. Those are two different things. Let's be straight. Those are two different things, totally different things. Of course, it would be wise for a man to turn down a open marriage. That's like burning your marriage out, right? All I'm saying is before you married him, you understood that men was not capable of doing the very demand that you was demanding from him.
Wait, repeat that one more time, that last part.
You had a great understanding that men were not capable on a large scale of not having or being with just one woman. And yet you demanded this of him. Knowing
I didn't demand. He had a choice. He didn't have to get married.
I mean, you know how it is. It's a demand. Like
he didn't have to get married, but I know right then everybody knew that he married me for my money, and I married him because I had a son. Yes, I loved him because we were high school sweethearts, but we both got married for the wrong reasons, and because I knew how he was and how he moved. This is why I presented the offer of having an open marriage. So I wouldn't go through the hurt and the pain and the heartbreak and my kid, family unit breaking up. I didn't even leave him after the first time. It was after the second time.
So
I forgave him.
Right. After the first time, you should have then moved with your knowledge already that you have about men, and you knew where he was. You just admitted. See, now you're just admitting that you even knew how he was before you married him. So
yeah, but I had to marry him for my son. I required marriage for my son.
That's fine. Once you called him into other woman, right? The first one, because you had knowledge before that men are like this.
Okay.
So you knew, and then you said before you married him, you knew how he was with the women.
Yeah.
So when you married him, you should have gone in your mindset like, you know what? I just know this guy ain't gonna do it. So if he doesn't do it, maybe I give him an option of having another woman within his relationship. Because remember now, listen, and I'm gonna tell you why it was practical in your situation. Because you had selfish ambitions of why you married him, and he had selfish
because
ambitions.
of my kid is selfish. Because of my son? That's selfish?
Ambition, selfish ambitions. Yeah.
That because of our son. Because I wanted my son to have two parents. That's
Yes.
selfish ambitions.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm not saying
Okay.
that. I'm not saying, Grace. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Though. It's not what I'm saying, right? Because it was optimal, right? It was optimal. But you should have gave him the option to say, you know what? Well, I don't want to do no open relationship. I'm gonna be faithful to you because obviously I love you and I understand that but I see how you move. So if you want more than one woman, just let's have a conversation. Let's talk this out, and let's find someone that's compatible with the two of us, and then we'll close it off from there. After the first girl, and I think, and this is just my opinion, I think you guys would have been successful, but because you rained down on him, right, with your judgments and like, oh, you you forced a man you knew that was not capable of just sleeping with one woman to try to shame him into just sleeping with just you. It then backfired on you because it worked for them.
Ruthless, I gotta stop you right there because you are really sounding outlandish. He chose to get married. He didn't have to do it. He's the one that said the vows. We got married in the church in front of God, and we all know what the vows say. If that's what he didn't marry his first wife through the church. It was at a courthouse. Okay, we had the real marriage. And he kept saying, I'm gonna do right by my kids. You're the only one I'm gonna be with. So I took his word for it as a man. Okay.
But once again, right?
So you can't come over here and say that I forced him or I did this. He had a choice. He didn't have to be forced. He knew he had to sign a prenup, so he wasn't gonna get shit if we didn't make it. Okay.
Who signed the prenup?
I made him sign the prenup.
Okay, so stop right there. Stop. Bam. Got you. So now this is where you were disingenuous.
How am I disingenuous? Because I'm protecting all the hard blood and sweat and tears that my daddy made for the next man to come in and take half?
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you was wrong for that. I'm not saying you was wrong for that, Grace. That was actually this very good business move. But the problem is, right, you was doing two things at one time.
Which is what?
You was running the business, and then you were trying to run an emotional camp, right? Because everything while y'all married and while you married him was business, right?
Okay, if you consider me getting married for my child is business, then okay, Ruthless. You're just trying to get you a gotcha moment with me, and it's not going to work with me.
Grace, I'm not trying to get a gotcha with it. I'm just painting a picture, right, on why marriages and relationship fail, because this is not no slight to you. You're just an example that I'm using to show people that monogamy is asinine. It always failed. It's never been successful. And the definition of insanity is to try to do the same thing and get different results. So all I'm saying is, in general, right? People are not perfect. There's nobody you're gonna ever marry is gonna be perfect. No man you ever be with, if you find another husband, is never going to be perfect. So when you marry, if you're going to marry and then you have your little, well, I want my son to have one dad, and I know he's a player, so sign this here prenup. So you was understanding that.
Anybody I married Ruthless was going to sign a prenup. It could have been him, Harry, Tom, Dick, anybody I would have married would have gotten to sign a prenup, because there's no way that my father built an empire and then I added on to that empire for somebody to just come in and take half.
Right. I'm not slighting you for that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not downing you for that, because your money and you want to protect it. I'm not saying you're wrong for that. What I'm saying is, I think women have to come down to the reality, because women cheat too, right?
Absolutely, almost as much as men. Yeah.
Okay, so, or if not more, because it's more of them, right?
No,
so,
it hasn't proven to be more yet. It's almost as much as men.
Okay, so we just neither here nor there, right?
Trust me, I fact checked that. I mean, BMU can fact check that.
So both.
I was just about to say, women, according to last year's blood bank, we talked about this, the Blood Bank of America. According to last year, 200,000 men were DNA tested for their children. And out of those 200,000 men, 36% of those men who were married, the children between the ages of 14 and 17 were not theirs, which doubled the number of kids who did not belong to the fathers, which statistically made women cheat more than men.
So I'm not trying to. Good point. Thank you. So all I'm saying is this, right? And this is the overall argument. I'm gonna land. I'm gonna pass it back to you. I believe the women need to be realistic. They know that monogamy is a total failure, 100%, without a doubt. It's not even a question. It's not even debatable, right? But they want to impose. They want to impose this upon a man. In their mind, when they know that this is not possible to do, they're trying to impose this on the person. And then when a man do fall into this, line of lifestyle, then they want to shame him for it and use it against him and leverage it against him, right? And make him feel like he's the only bad person in the relationship. But when in actuality, right, you ask for open relationship, saying you're basically telling him you want to suck on some pussy. That's what you were telling him. You was begging for.
That's not the only reason you're with a female.
No, I'm just saying that's what you were asking him year after year. Year after year. You want to suck on
Again, that's not the only reason that a woman gets with another female. It's just to do that, sir. But that's what you led with. You just wanted to suck on some pussy.
No, that's what you told
That's
me.
not the only reason a woman gets with another woman. That's not the only reason. There's so many other things that two women can do that you can't do with a man.
Yeah, you can use a dildo. So yeah. So you know what I mean? So yeah. So understandably. Right?
Again, it's not just sexual connotation, Ruthless. Actually, you're thinking, of course, you're thinking like a man because you're gonna go straight to just that it's sex. Okay, it's so much different with a woman than it is with a man-woman. Okay.
All I'm saying is he was getting his extras on the side. He was having sex with another woman, right? And you knew this was going to happen, so you were trying to present to him that you want to have sex on the side with another woman too, or with multiple women, right? So the point I'm making is, you guys, the divorce should have never happened. I'm not going to say never should. The divorce was unwarranted. You could have just said, look, I've been desiring other women. I'm going to see other women. I don't want to divorce you. We can work this out. You know what I'm saying? But every now and then I'm going to sneak off, go be with them. You can have that woman over there. I'm going to do my thing. Right? And then I think you guys would have worked out better. But that's neither here nor there. But my point is this. Women need to get off this monogamy shit because they're the ones who are pushing the line on it. Right? They're using it as leverage. When them themselves are creating work husbands, them themselves are having babies that are not even, all these guys putting their semen in them. These women are aborting a lot of babies probably that are not the guys that we unknown, right? So understand nobody's perfect is what I'm saying. Bottom line is, you might as well be what it is. If we're gonna get married, look, baby, I'm a multiple woman guy. Are you accept that? And women need to start accepting that and say,
well, he wasn't man enough to admit that. If he would have told me he was a multiple woman, we would have had the open relationship. Okay, let me give you another example. I have been approached by a lot of couples to be their third, right? And I met a chick. This is when me and my ex separated, and I kind of like, okay, let me go back on this lane and just have me my fun. And I got to see openly what a poly relationship is really like. I mean, it didn't happen between the three of us because the chick wasn't my type. But the fact remains is we all remained friends. They found another girl, but we will all still hang out. And I would see, I mean, the man literally was in a relationship with two women at the same time. The two women were in a relationship and they all got along. They all helped and chipped in bills. They all cooked together. They all raised each other's children. And you're right. It worked for them. It really did. However, for some women can't fathom that, especially if they're not into girls. It's not going to work if the other woman is not into girls, because one woman is going to sleep in the bedroom, the other woman is going to sleep in the other bedroom. There's going to be some type of feelings going on, it usually works better when all three of them are in cahoots.
But there are couples out here, mainly Utah, right? With the Utah men that got 7, 8 wives, whole ranches, and it's working just perfect. So there is successful. Then there's women with 2 men, right? 2 husbands, right? And she's the only one, right? You know our homegirl, you know her friend Polly. What's her name? Polly, Miss Polly, right? She has 2 boyfriends, right? They're living right. She has 2 boyfriends. She doesn't, and right, and they don't have other girlfriends. They're right. So vice versa. So once again, the truth is the truth. Let's be real. We need to quit shaming men for having sex with multiple women because this is what we're built to do. And we need to quit shaming women for having sex because this is what they're built to do. We all
Okay, so would you not agree if you know you're not going to be faithful and you're not going to stay with one woman, then why get married? Just be single.
I do get married. If I do happen to fall in love and want to build with somebody or add somebody to my empire, I will present to them, though the only way this could possibly work is they understand that I deal with multiple women. So that's the deal. That would be the caveat. That would be the deal.
And how is that working for you?
Right now, it's working perfectly. I'm not married yet, though, but I'm in relationship with 2 women that know about it. They keep their boundaries. We have our boundaries, you know what I'm saying? They understand that I spend time with one and the other, and I don't get very little pushback. And it also helps the relationship because now they ain't worried about am I out here fucking other girls because they know that if I'm not with them, I'm with the other girl. Vice versa. So it helps them mentally to when they have that understanding. Now, some girls I had to get rid of because they got selfish, right? They want, and the women who got selfish, I just immediately fire them because I know that's going to be problems down the road. But
yeah, because most women are not wired to be okay with their man openly sharing themselves with another woman. Just like you guys are wired to be with multiple women, most women are not wired to be okay with the fact that they know that their man's dick is becoming community dick and not just for them only.
And this is where I have to disagree because a lot of women chase rappers, athletes, actors, right? So, and these are their community for the community, 100%, 100%. And majority of women chase these type of men
for the money. That's the only reason they're being chased. Is for the money.
The sex.
I mean, the sex is just a cherry on the sundae. They're really chasing that bag, and they lock in the bag by having a baby.
No, what I'm just saying is they're having sex with these men too. They think they're fine. They think they're handsome, and they want them. Now, I'm not saying they don't want money either. The point I'm making is there's a lot of men out here who got regular jobs, who are willing to play the monogamy game with you, but they're not getting a lot of attraction. But the guys who's getting all the women, Lil Wayne, Lil Durk, all these rappers, all the baseball players, football, they got 7, 8 girls waiting for them or more after each, event. Sometimes 20, 30.
Ruthless. These are groupies. They just want him for money.
No, let me take it. Let me take it to the next level. All my exes, right? All my exes were infatuated with these fucking artists and used to kill me. And there's some of the shit that used to come out their mouth. I used to have to check them on shit. It's women. It's the girl told me when we were talking. She said, "Man, if Tupac I'll suck his dick." I had to let her go. Like, this is crazy. She just told me that, and I don't know why she told me that. Tupac's dead. There are women, even if they're not at the events. A lot of these women into music, they get infatuated with these artists, and they lust heavily, even if they're with their husbands, even if they have a boyfriend. So, you guys chase and desire to win with the multiple options. And to add another caveat, a lot of women are attracted to married men. We know this is a big market.
Oh yeah, I know that. My homeboy proved that to me. One night we went out. He was like, great. He's not married. He's like, we went out, no ring on, barely got any action. Yeah. The next weekend we went out, he put a wedding band on.
Yeah.
And he got 5 numbers that night.
Yes.
So that to me is fucked up in itself because women would rather be with a married man than get their own fucking man.
Yes, and this is why I have to say, I have to push back on you. When you say, well, we're white. No. Women optimize themselves with other men who are taken already.
I agree with you, because the mistress told me, "Oh, I saw that ring. It didn't matter how much you spend on that ring. I made him take off that ring." So I get it. I get it. Women will intentionally and mindfully go for the married man. You know why? Because they get the best of everything and don't have to deal with the man's bullshit. They get the gifts, they get the dick, they get whatever they need, but they don't have to deal with the drama and the kids and doing all that.
But so my point. So thank you for helping me make my point. So then monogamy is one big fucking lie. It's a big fucking lie. It's the only reason why the women are pushing not on monogamy is to leverage off the asset or resources, right? Other than that, who they chasing, who they want. I don't know if you saw the video with the woman. Her husband got her favorite artist to come see her, and she put her mouth around his dick. Right in front of the whole
I mean, come on. That's doing too much. She just wrecked her marriage for 15 seconds of, you know.
Listen, I would have went to jail that night. They'd have been taking me out cut that night. 100%. I don't care. Be a judge or district attorney. We just had a conversation about how much time I do. Ain't no way I'm taking that. I'm not taking that L like that. So my point is, Miss Grace, the women speak with double tongue. They say they want one thing, but they chase another. They chase opposite of the very thing they think they want. Oh, I want a husband. I want to be married. I want to be, but then they chase the rappers. Oh, I want to be single, but then they chase the married men. Oh, I don't. Oh, then they sleep with their best friend's boyfriend. Right? They got big YouTube channels on this. Thousands of women sleep with their best friend's boyfriend. This is a fucking epidemic out here. So women, they're not even attracted to guys who are single.
And I would agree with you on that. I really would. My homeboy showed me that by doing an experiment. He got more play when he had a fake ass gold band on than when he didn't. And it's true, guys. What my embracers and my BMU network audience, he's absolutely right. And I saw it and I lived it. And the fact that these side chicks walk around proud and say, "I know I'm a side chick," it's disgusting to me, because this is why men will never respect us, because we don't respect each other. You think, as down as I am with Take Heed, my sister, and the way she talks about her husband and her marriage, that I would ever think of infiltrating that. But some women don't care. They want the married one. See, the first thing I ask, "Are you married?" I mean, I know guys lie all the time, but when I get that full name, I run a full background check, and I'll find out if he's lying before I'll start dating you, because I'm not going to fall into that trap. But you're right, Ruthless, and I'm not going to take that away from you. A lot of women or men like to play the side chick or side men role, because they don't have to deal with the BS.
Now let's take it to the next level, right?
Okay, let's climb the ladder.
So let's go with my ex, right? And I'm gonna use my anecdotes because you've been open with me, I'm gonna be open with you.
Okay.
Right? So my ex, right? She was the same like you. She was telling me about an open relationship because she knew that I was messing around, right? And I told her, either we're gonna bring another woman in and then y'all two just only be with me, or we're not gonna be together at all. There wouldn't be no open relationship, because an open relationship, I told her, implies that you have just the same power as me. So if I'm gonna go out and mess with another woman, you're gonna go out and mess with another man. You don't have the same power that I have, right? And I told her this. And so for a while she would calm down, but she was like you. Every few months she would, well, let's have an open relationship. Cause I know you like two women. I said, but I'm not letting you. I told her, I'm not letting you have another man. See, and she said, why is that? I said, I'm a lion, right? So I'm gonna, if you start seeing another man, I'm probably gonna take him out. So it ain't gonna work for you, but because I'm not built for that. But you are built to deal with me and multiple women, because you're doing it right now. We're together, and you know I mess with other women. So anyway, the point I'm making is the problem with open relationship and what these women ask for, that is a hit to a man's ego, right? That is not a very good, because now he knows she's challenging him for equality.
Okay, so what about the point of making all these different kids with all these different women? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, because yeah,
And
it's
men
God.
creating broken homes?
Yes. It's listen. You remember Abraham and Sarah, right?
Yes.
And Abraham had a baby by his handmaid, right? And then Sarah
Mm-hmm.
said she got to go. Then Abraham was like, no. Then God said she got to go. Then God kicked her out, and her Ishmael and her son, right? They had a son. Ishmael and her went to the mountains, and God said, "I'm gonna bless you, right, and make you and multiply you." So yeah, God created the first baby mama, right? So once again, this is God's will. So just because listen, the world don't need to be in marriage and family to produce, right? That's not absolute necessary, right? It's not absolutely necessary. So we understand that what is desirable and what's optimal for one's ego and I guess best security would be one man, one woman, right? In our mind. But now 2024 that we have social media, we have all this data, right? We're seeing that men and women are not built for monogamy. So therefore, it is okay because the human race got to go forward, right? We don't
Mm-hmm.
produce. If we don't produce, the fucking world's gonna end. So right. So as long as the world is in injunction, right? Babies are gonna be out of wedlock or in wedlock. Doesn't matter, right? Because even if they have it in wedlock, people are divorcing anyway, right? Right? They're divorcing and still creating a single household anyway. So regardless whether and Cam Newton is, and this is why I so much agree what he did. He understood that I could marry this chick right now, and she'll say yes. But can I sustain this in happiness and peace? And he's like, nah, we argue too much, right? All she wants to do is spend money. She doesn't really love me like that. And he saw that, right? She was on for the ride. He's a millionaire, icon. She's along for the ride. He said, okay, you know what? And I think he matured in his mind to say, you know what? These women aren't marriageable because I can see that we can't get along, but right, we both like having sex. We're doing unprotected sex. I can afford to, provide his lifestyle for her and the kid. So he had a conversation with them, each of his baby mamas. Look, we don't get along. So this is the most optimal way to do it. You get a check every month. You're set for the rest of your fucking life. She's winning. She's fucking winning. And he's winning. Because now his legacy is moving forward, right? His boys, his girls, all his family. He's got enough money to keep them close. So therefore he has a great relationship with them. All parties involved are in a winning position. So why would people not champion this and then go ahead and celebrate the monogamy relationships? Judge Mathis, right, after 39 years, filed for fucking divorce. 39 fucking years.
Not Judge Mathis, the wife filed for divorce.
That's what I'm saying, the wife. After 39 years.
Yeah.
Where the hell is she going to go?
Exactly. I did a show on that last week and I was crazy.
So you see,
BMU, there's somebody, hold on, Ruthless. There's somebody in the back that's ready to speak. And can you give me a shout out to my boy Smitty? He dropped me a Cash App. Can we give him something for the Cash App, a little show or one of your memes or whatever? How about the guy singing? That's nice to hear. I need something to soothe my soul right now. Hold on, Jersey, because I have engineers running this show. It's not on my channel, so give me just a second, sir. Give me just a second. But Ruthless, you know that this is the exception to the rule. What about the Pookies and Ray Rays that can't afford what Cam is doing, that can't do what Cam is doing, and just spreading their seed all over the fucking place and creating bastard children?
okay, so once again, right, the human race has to go forward. What the Pookies and Ray Rays are doing, right, the government supplements whatever they can't do. And families are making, look at LeBron James. We got countless of successful boys growing up, right, under single parent, single mom. So it's doable. It's not
Yeah, but those you can count on your hands. If you looked at the statistics.
but here's the thing, right? You have to understand. If God told Abraham to get rid of his handmaid and kick her out after they had a child, She was part of that family, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get her shit and get up out of there, right? So once again, Pookies and Ray Rays, girls like them, girls attracted, have sex, they have a kid. Pookie might, but the optimal of Pookie dying or going to jail is very high, very, very high, because of the lifestyle they live. So the women, they know this, so they get pregnant by him because they know they want a piece of him, because they may not never see him again in one way or the other. The women are smart and they're aware of this, and they're fine with it. So we shouldn't have a problem with it. It's just the way it is. Everybody ain't. Some people just want to have kids because they love someone so much and they want a piece of them. They want this memory of them because they know this guy's a gangbanger. He's pushing dope. I see the police chasing him down the block 3 times a night, 3 times a day. I love this dude. So I'm letting him bang. I'm letting his semen come to me, and I'm praying to God I get pregnant by him. So then when he goes to jail or he gets killed by his enemies, his memory will live on through me.
But were you listening when I talked to you about the effects of kids that come from broken homes? Were you?
Yeah. So I hear you, but you gotta understand, right? All that sin and falls short of the glory of God. No one's perfect. So you can 2-parent households are not that optimal, because think about it. 90% of all 2-parent households are divided. Number one, man and woman hardly ever get along. A lot of them stay together for the sake of the kids. The kids also become unhealthy in this house that they're trying to hold together. They don't even like each other. They're not talking. They're not sharing the same bed. So let's be real. 2-parent household, even back in old days, mom and dad didn't get along for the most part, but they kept it together, right? Because it was for the kids and it was also for the image, but yet they couldn't stand each other. So just because you have a 2-parent household doesn't mean that it's going to be healthy. So there's no guarantees in either way you do it. So whether you want to, you want to have a single mom, check it out. Y'all can stick it out, and all this arguing and fighting going on, especially now with this feminism movement, right? These women thinking they're equal, and they want to back talk, they want to over talk. They know everything. You can't tell them nothing, right? They want the man to pay for everything, and then they want to tell the man what to do. This is conflict of interest. So therefore, what are we talking about? Look, the world is okay. It's okay. It's okay, because no matter what, right? No matter what, the human race is going to go forward until God comes and take it out. So we ain't got to worry about it.
Boy, the chat in my channel is hot right now. But Jersey Watcher, thank you for coming. It's finally nice to meet you. I know you've been hearing the show from the beginning. What say you on everything that you've heard me say, Ruthless, BMU? What do you have to add on to this? And thank you for coming. I really appreciate you.
Sorry about that. I've been going in and out the room. I didn't get to hear too long because I was just setting everything up.
Okay. But so far, what say you about what we've been talking about and what you did hear?
Oh, I didn't really hear too much of anything today yet. I just started. I just back in the room.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How do you feel about men? How do you feel about the situation with Cam, the one that has 8 kids from 3 different baby daddies, doesn't want to get married right now because he says the fear of divorce is larger than the desire to get married? How do you feel about that?
And Cam's re-say the question again. I'm confused.
How do you feel about Cam having 8 kids from 3 different women and saying that he refuses to get married because his fear of divorce is higher than his desire to get married?
Good for him. He's living life the way he wants to live it, and everyone else is like cowards doing what everyone tells them what to do. Cam, if you want to go and impregnate 10 more chicks, I'm with you, brother. Keep it going.
So you think it's okay for a man to just make bastard children and not have them all underneath one roof? I mean, I'm learning from you guys as well, and how y'all think, because I mean, yes, I get it that it's in the Bible about Sarah and Abraham, but it is also in the Bible about a husband and wife, and thou shalt be faithful, and thou become one when they get married. So are we just cherry picking the Bible, and we just take what we want to make it relatable to us?
And David had 300 wives, 400 wives. Solomon had 600 wives and 400 concubines. So, men, and even Jacob had, Isaac had like 3-4 baby mamas, right? We can keep going. It's a whole bunch. I can go. We can take it all the way there. What you want to do? Yeah, this has always been forever. So, do you know what a bastard child is?
Yeah, it's a bastard child is a child that doesn't have a father around.
Okay, so 90% of all the kids have their fathers around. 90%. Now, they come, especially black child, right? Black men are number one when it comes to parenting their kids. So that is not a majority. That is outliers. And those are the fathers who maybe they got.
So you're telling me the woman with the 7 kids and 7 different baby daddies, they're not bastard children because none of the fathers are involved in them lives.
3 of the fathers there. One of the fathers she ran off because he wasn't doing nothing, but she has like 2 or 3 baby daddies that are involved. So yeah, it's a mixture. It ain't just they all ain't doing nothing.
And who's taking care of all those kids right now?
All of them. We
are. Taxpayers' money is taking care of them. $3,000 in food stamps.
Okay.
We're paying for those kids. So why do I have to pay for a child that I didn't make? I only made one.
Embrace. That's not fair because we also paying for a war, multiple wars, right? It's just the way the country's going to do it, and that's just the way it's going to be. So you're going to have to leave the country if you want, if you're going to complain. It's just the way this country's ran. Right?
Oh, so also when we take care of these illegal immigrants too, we're supposed to do that too?
The country, it's not my call. It's not your call. Right? Welfare was created for white people. The black people just latched on later. So what we going to do? What you going to do? Okay, so now we're here complaining about what the government's doing, but we're going to vote. Listen, the one thing about it you have to understand, it is what it is. America is anti-family. They're not pro-family. Number one, they incentivize the woman to leave. Right? They give the child.
I agree with you. You're Jim Crow back in the 60s, and that's
Right.
where it started.
You know why they're anti-family? Because it's more money on their end. A broken family is another taxpayer's dollar that's broken up. More money. So you're in a country that is anti-family, right? And in everybody else's business, for the taxpayer. What's that? Ukraine, right? Israel, Palestine, right? Come on now. So what are we gonna do? So what you gonna do? You can't do nothing because the military is so powerful, so you're protected. So now you're in a construct where you're settled in. So now you have to just accept it. So therefore, if you don't like the way America's ran, you got to head for the border. But then
You're absolutely right. And when the shit hits the fan, I got my passport and I'm ready. I love America, but I just don't like her right now.
You ain't trying to go nowhere else either, because all other countries are poor when you ran.
That's okay. That's okay. I've lived in the Dominican Republic. I can survive in a poor country. Might make good money.
That's America.
I'm sorry, what was that?
That's American territory.
Dominican Republic is not American territory, sir. Maybe Puerto Rico, but not Dominican Republic.
They get a lot of money from America. Believe that.
Of course they do.
Okay, then. So,
but America doesn't own Dominican Republic.
No, but they give a lot of money to them.
America gives a lot of money to everybody except America.
Well, here's my point. So why are you crying about the children?
What do you mean? Why am I crying about the children?
You say, "Oh, I got to take care of bastard children and tax dollars."
Well, let me tell you something. But America doesn't do nothing unless it benefits them. That's why they have naval bases strategically placed all over this world. We pay Yugoslavia, and this was years ago when I did this research, $1 million a day just to have a naval base in their country. So trust me, we send a lot of money to other countries, but we benefit at the same time because America ain't stupid.
That's my point. So my point to you is they're going to run the country how they're going to run the country. We're going to continue to pay for these children. Because out of these children that you call bastard children or whatever that you call single moms, you're going to continue to help them because once again, they need them kids to grow up and become engineers still. They need them people to grow up and become doctors still. Right? They're not going to just, oh, well, y'all have babies. Oh, well, y'all just live on the street. And then, they're going to give them the chance to make it here too. So I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but you're not talking about the statistics, and I don't have it right now on how many children from single parent households end up being criminals and end up being on drugs and end up being in jail.
They're still the minority.
Talk about that too. No, BM, can you do a fact check for me, because that's not the minority. Most black men that are locked up in jail right now come from single family homes.
Okay, let me help you out. You know who's the number one? There's a new leader in the prison system now, right? There's a new leader in the prison system now. You know who it is, right?
Who is it?
The Mexicans. And they got families. I don't want to hear that shit. They're the new leaders now. They're taking over. They got the numbers now. Black people 12, 13 in. The Mexicans at 120, 130 deep in one pot. They are the new. They're taking over the prison system.
Well, I would have to fact check that.
Here in Cali, right? This is here in Cali, right? And you can't tell. This is what you know me. I'm a convict, right? A former convict. So I understand the Mexicans are the deepest in prison now. They have taken over that number because they're now more than them here than us, right? So once again, right, and they come with their families. They got their great-grandmothers, their grandmothers, and their mother. And they're still gang-banging out here. They're still doing drugs. So what are we talking about? It's just criminal element will always be a part of every society, no matter where you go. That's just the way life goes, period, point blank. So you have to understand, evil resides in this earth. And evil's going to be evil because it can't be good. So therefore, you just have to accept the way. So therefore, when we sit here and judge from the top to the bottom, right? Understandably that life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
We got some up here. I can't see. That's too small for me, and I don't have. Hold on. Where are my glasses at? Where are my glasses at? What does it say there? According to the 1996 and 2000 U.S. Justice Department survey of jail inmates, over 60% of inmates grew up in single-parent household with grandparents or in another arrangement. 60% of inmates grew up in a single-parent household with grandparents. There it is. 60%. That's 6 out of 10.
But we can't blame the mother for that, though.
Oh, who do we blame?
Just that person and something. They got to take.
That's who's raising the child, isn't it?
Now let's say this. Now let's have this conversation. Get conversation. That's still the minority. Prison population does not make up the majority population. That's less than 1% of the population in jail. You know that,
John Duncan Jr. says 90% of felons grew up in fatherless households.
I understand that, but you know that there's 300 million people here in America plus, right?
Yes.
And the prison population is less than 1%.
And 60% of them came from single-parent households.
The point is, it's just people going to do crime no matter what. Trump's a felon, and he didn't come from no single household, right? He's a felon. So what's we talking about here? That's just they're less than 1% of the population. They're not a problem. They're not a problem. 300 million
he hasn't done jail time yet.
No, 300. Listen, though, 300 million people here, right? The people in prison, they're not even a dent. That's not even that's a pimple. That's like a little bitty pimple. That's not even so. That's not part of the problem.
So what would you say, Jersey? You've been quiet for a minute. What say you so far?
You're like he could have robbed something.
I'm guessing Ruthless Truth is Cam.
What was that? No, he's not Cam.
He's not Cam. Well, all I gotta say is Cam is Bill Gates' worst nightmare. While Bill Gates is wasting all his time trying to depopulate the earth, Cam's out there bringing more young men and more children onto this earth, I think somebody should give Cam a award.
Oh, wow, Jersey. Oh,
Embrace
Angel!
my lady. I like just had to come on, and I want to stick around for as long as you still be live. Embrace, but when I tapped and saw you still live and heard what Ruthless had to say, I just have a quick question. Which felon is more true and accurate, Hunter Biden or Donald Trump?
Ooh,
Ooh,
I'm voting.
that's a tough
You know where
question.
I'm voting.
That's
You know-
a tough question.
I'm voting Trump too, baby.
I'm voting for Trump. I actually got a fight shirt last month because I've actually been wanting a Trump merchandise for quite some time, but never did anything before. But I'm just asking because if I gave my answer, which I will, Hunter Biden is more of a truer, accurate felon than Trump is, because the entire time Trump has been the target by the Democratic politicians and the media for the last 8-9 years. And if they really loved him, they wouldn't have tried to come at him in the way that they did when he announced he was running in 2015. And from the very beginning, they thought he didn't have like the history of a great politician because he was never in Congress for 30 plus years. Yet that's what many people think you need to have. When Ronald Reagan, if I'm not mistaken, never had no political history.
He was an actor.
He was an actor, just like Trump is a businessman. If a person is well known and want to run for president, he or she has every right to if they want to. Britney Spears could run if she wanted to. Jerry Seinfeld.
Angel, I think I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run.
So if a well-known person of a singer, businessman, even the Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank, if he wanted to run as much as a businessman as he is, like Trump is, every person has a right. But if they are well known, they'll need to have a credential of the 30 to 50 years in Congress to run as president. And I just want to bring that because that's what Democrats have said from the very beginning when Trump ran, as though he's not qualified, but he won the primaries in 2016. He won the electoral delegates in the May of 2016 when he was chewing on having his McDonald's French fries, and he ended up winning the election. But what I'm trying to make is he's been the target the entire time since he's been into politics as a businessman. Truth. And the Democrats had their eyes of trying to convict him every which way possible from the very beginning. And the felonies that he was convicted of were originally misdemeanors. But Alvin Bragg did everything he can to bump up the charges from misdemeanors to felonies. Because let's just be honest, all the black Democrats have hated him from the very beginning.
So back to your point, Ms. Grace, because that's
Go ahead.
the topic, is I have a problem with you in this, is you picking on the prison guys, right?
I'm picking on the what?
the prison guys, right? You picking
I'm
on
not
them.
picking on them. I'm just saying where most felons come from single parent households.
Now, let me help you out, right? So let me help you out. I'm gonna take you down, and I'm gonna school you a little bit, give you a little game, right? So we do understand that prosecutorial misconduct, which has happened in Trump's case, right? In a lot of cases, right? This is very normal, right? So you do understand that America is like they're very aggressive in their pursuit of poor people. Do you understand it?
Yes, I agree with that. It's kill and destroy.
They're like the population is 75, 80% innocent, right? A lot of guys just take the deals because they can't afford a lawyer. So your courts, the government that support this country, right? We just saw little Woody on the stand right now, said I lied about everything, right? And they're using him to build a case and waste all these taxpayer dollars to try to convict a guy on something that he had nothing to do with. So once again, right, you got to look at the numbers are skewed because a lot of that is misconduct by America, right, who is inflating and conflating charges on the people that may or may not be true. They just want a conviction. Prosecutors wanted a promotion to be judged.
Yeah,
Right? So
I agree with you.
all of
Look
this,
what Kamala did.
yes, all of this, listen, the crime, America needs that because this is why. This is how you justify all the billions of dollars, trillions of dollars been spent on the federal government and the state government, right? And the police department. So they need these. This is why they sell them guns. This is why the government's bringing in the drugs, right? They give it all this crime. The government say, hey, here, this is for you, and then turn around and book them, right? After they done gave them access to the very thing they didn't have access to. So you didn't really have to take a deep look at your tax dollars, right? What your tax dollars are representing. Your tax dollars are representing a government that is proliferating and conflating numbers to make it look like it's the bad people, but they're really one of the bad people. They are.
But our tax dollars were not being spent under Trump's first administration, and they're not spent under the current administration.
I'm not blaming Trump. No, I'm not blaming Trump. I have no horse in this race. All I'm saying to her is when she talk about, oh, well, single mothers and the kids go to jail, but you got to look at the country we live in, who ambitious.
Well, obviously, a lot of things can trace back to like the 1994 crime bill, Ruthless.
Yes. So once again, right, they brought all the drugs in, planted in the hood because they knew dudes needed money. Then turned around and said, okay, yeah, let's create these laws, lock all these people up. They were convicting people with no drugs. Federal government do it all the time. Well, we ain't got no drugs, but he told me you had drugs. So understandably, right, this is a crooked government, right? They are falsely accused. Now there are some dudes that are, they did what they did. You know what I'm saying? They got to do their time. But let's be real. The government is also part of the problem. And they're using these laws to justify the money they're spending in their pockets so they can bring these drugs in, these guns in, right? Hire all these extra police officers, have all this big-ass $1 trillion federal government to then what? Charge you guys and go and say, we're going to send the Hispanics come in from the border because we need them. We just going to let them in. And we're going to give them loans even though we want to give you a loan. So once again, let's not pick on the fortunate, the unfortunate. But let's understand that we're in this fight together, right? So when we're talking about,
and we're in this mess together, just like Anissa said. Men and women are responsible for this mess.
But I'm putting, and I have not been parsimonious in my criticism of all parties involved. But I'm giving a lion's share to the women because you guys are the one that are walking away the most. You guys are the one that's quitting the most, right? You guys are the ones. It ain't extreme. Why you quitting? It ain't, oh, he's beating me. Oh, it ain't because it's because you're just not happy. You feel you can do more. So let's take some of the, let's keep it real, right? You turn your back on your husband who you promised to take him for all his imperfections. And now you switched up on him and say, I changed my mind. I was just playing.
No, I didn't change my mind because in the Bible it says adultery is the only reason that he will accept for a divorce. So, I'm not going to sit there and accept the fact that he is committing adultery in front of me, my child, and in the host. No, that I'm not. No, in the Bible it says it's okay to divorce as long if it's adultery.
Grace, you signed up for this though. The wedding vows literally told you he's going to cheat.
And he signed up for it too.
That's what I'm saying. So
and what's funny to me is that his first wife cheated on him. So he knows the pain, he knows the poison, and you're gonna turn around and feed it right back to me after I put your ass back together? Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
You were supposed to forgive him.
I did the first time. I did.
The second time?
No. Would you forgive a woman if she cheated on you?
Is she my wife and we got 3 kids together and we've been together like over 10 years? Possibly.
You a damn lying. The truth ain't in you, ruthless truth. You wouldn't forgive her.
There's nuances to it.
Salute everybody. Salute.
If she's willing to work it out, if she's willing to own up to it and willing to work it out, I'm just not feeling just like that.
Is that hot sauce in the back?
Yeah, it's me in the back. Yeah,
I know that. I know that voice. I know that voice. Hot
Let's go, Hot
sauce. I don't know how long you've been here. I don't know. You know, I got my guy here, Jersey, making America great. I got Angel here showing me love, and I got Ruthless here talking all this ruthless truth. What say you, Hot Sauce?
About I just got here 5 minutes ago. Are we still talking? Because it sounds like we're talking about Trump now.
Okay,
Well, we were talking about Cam. The show is about Cam dropping 8 seeds, making kids all over the place with 3 different women, 8 kids, and Jersey's cheering that shit on. How do you feel about that? Do you think what he's doing is okay, or do you think what he's doing is not okay?
Okay, so man, this is tough.
I know.
This is really tough. All right, so I should stay on code, but I should stay on code. Ruthless, what did you say? You agree with it or you didn't agree with it?
Yeah. If he can afford it, right? He's living like
you say he can afford it. He can afford it, right? So you agree with him?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to stay on code. If he can afford it, yeah, then it's all right. I got to stay on code.
Because if you think about it, right? As long as the problem women's complaint is, oh, my baby daddy ain't here for
I will say this. I personally disagree with it, and I think that most black men don't co-sign that. But if he can afford it, then I guess it's okay.
But let me tell you what happens when you have kids being raised in a broken home. Behaviors and personal challenges like low self-esteem, low self-worth, academic difficulties, and challenges with trusting people can ensue. Another major side effect of early childhood adversity is toxic stress, which are high amounts of stress that can endanger a child's immunity. Children from broken homes struggle with feelings of worthlessness and blame themselves for the family situation. Again, this can lead to low self-esteem, self-worth, affecting their relationships and professional life in adulthood. I get it. The fact that he can afford these children and give them the materialistic things and do what he does. But let's talk about the average man.
And psychological.
No, hold on. Okay. Let me be honest. Let me be honest with you. Okay, I'll be honest. What Cam Newton is doing is not right. Number one, he's having children out of wedlock, which is not right. Number two, he having multiple children with multiple people, and his money doesn't, especially in a child's formative years, his money doesn't mean anything because they need his time.
And they got that.
No, they don't. They don't.
Yes, they do. They live right down the street from him. Can you show him the picture?
Again?
Brett, can you show him? We just had he wasn't here when you showed him how he takes his family on vacations in the other countries and different states. Yeah, he spends a lot of time with his kids. What are we talking about?
Okay, but let's talk about let's not talk about celebrities.
Hold on. Time out. No. How can he logistically spend time with kids when he has kids with 3 different women, right?
They all live down the street.
He bought them all houses in the same subdivision. Hot sauce.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if
Yes,
they're
it
all in
does.
the same. No, it doesn't. No, it
Yes, it
doesn't.
does.
Because hear me out, brother. Hear me out. If no matter what, at least 2 to 3 days a week, 3 days a week, you're not going to see your father because your father's at another spot. Right? Your father's at another spot. So let's say we all live next door to each other.
Yeah.
Your father's at another spot. And I've already had this conversation with Angry Man. Logistically,
and I'm up here to roast the shit out of you niggas right now.
Oh shit!
I'm sick and tired of everybody thinking they can dictate what a black man can do with his dick.
Nobody
shit. I'm getting sick. Hold on. I'm getting sick of you niggas getting on the goddamn internet. I'm getting sick of you niggas getting on the internet trying to save your fucking mammies. I'm getting sick of this shit, bro.
This is bullshit.
It's not
Because
me
you
talking
know what? You know
about
why this is
Angry,
bullshit?
angry man. Why you so angry about?
Yo,
No,
y'all
you know what this
niggas,
is
y'all
bullshit?
niggas are so fucking weak.
You know
You
what?
the
You know
only
what's
group
bullshit?
of men that
You
do
know
this
why this is
shit.
bullshit?
You
Because
the
number
only
one,
group of men that do this
you
shit.
know what? You know why this is bullshit? Because nobody's talking about the girl. Nobody's talking about the women, and nobody's trying to control his dick.
Because niggas ain't gonna
Everybody here
talk
is-
about the women. What you
everybody
gonna do
here
is you gonna
talking
figure out a
about-
way.
everybody
What you
here
gonna
talking about
do
the
is you
welfare
gonna
of the
figure out a
child.
way.
And
What you're gonna
everybody here-
do?
you know
What you're gonna
everybody
do?
here is talking
What
about
you're
the
going
welfare
to
of the child,
do?
right?
What you're
There
going
is
to
more
do?
than- there is
What you're
more
going
than
to
two
do?
people that are involved
What
in this.
you are going
There are
to
three
do
people
is
that
what
are
you've
involved
always
in this.
done.
And
Which is
then-
what
and
you-
all you
which is
do
what-
is all you-
what
man,
you're
a
going
broken
to
fucking
do-
record. You're a
What
broken
you're
fucking
going
record.
to do?
Oh, you can't tell black
What
men how
you're
to
going
talk
to
that
do
Nobody's trying
is
to
you're
control
going
that
to
shit.
do what your
Get
white
the fuck outta
slave
here.
master taught you to do, which is talk shit about black men.
Nobody's talking shit about him.
Bullshit.
Nobody's talking
Bullshit.
about shit. Everybody's talking about
Bullshit.
the welfare of the child, which you
Bullshit.
consistently don't talk about.
Bullshit. You don't give a
You're
fuck about them
fraudulent.
kids.
You're
You don't
suspect.
care about them kids.
You don't give a fuck.
Do you have any
You don't give a
kids?
fuck because you're
Do
the
you have
one-
any kids?
You don't. That's
Do you have any
What just
children?
happened?
It is
Do you have any
irrelevant to the
children?
conversation. It is
Do you have any
irrelevant to the
children?
conversation. It is irrelevant to
Do
the
you
conversation.
have any children?
It is irrelevant from the
Do you have any
conversation.
children?
Irrelevant to the conversation.
Do you have
It's
any
irrelevant of the
children?
conversation.
Do you have any children?
Irrelevant of the conversation.
Do you have any
It's
children?
irrelevant of conversation.
Do you have any
Irrelevant of the
children?
conversation.
Do you have any children?
You cannot speak English, right? What's wrong?
Do you have any children?
Do
Do
you
you have any children? Yes or no?
of the conversation?
Do you have any children?
It is irrelevant conversation.
No, it is relevant. Do you have any children? No, you don't. Why haven't you went and adopted some? Why haven't you went and adopted some? Why haven't you went and adopted some? Because you care more about talking shit about black men than you do about raising people, raising kids. You don't give a damn about no kids.
Nobody is talking.
You don't give a damn about no kids. Stop lying and stop capping. Stop capping. You don't give a crispity fuck about no children. Cut it out. You're a liar. You're a liar.
You're a liar, asshole.
You're a liar. You don't give a damn about no children.
Bro, you're the one.
Stop fucking lying. I'm sick of niggas always figuring out ways to tear down black men. That man is worth 100 million. He can have 30 kids if he want.
Bro, we had this conversation before.
And we gonna have it again. And we gonna have it again. And my position gonna be the same.
And my position is the same, liar.
We know, because you ain't got no motherfucking kids.
No, you're a liar because
You speculating. You speculating.
The kids are all under his
You
roof.
speculating.
They're not. You
You
it ain't
speculating.
speculation. We know what happens when fathers are not in the house. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah, we know exactly what happens when fathers not in the house. The mothers fuck up the kids. So shut up with that bullshit. It ain't got a damn thing to do with the father being absent. Most of the people that grew up in two-parent households barely even spent time with their damn fathers. You don't even know what you're talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about, nigga.
I'm sorry, asshole. You don't know what you're
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, guys.
What you're talking about.
Okay.
You came at the right time.
You ain't got no damn kids talking about how to raise kids and shit. Shut the fuck up. You ain't got no kids.
You shut the fuck up because
you ain't got no damn kids.
In the house, asshole.
You ain't got no kids.
Bro, who the fuck doesn't understand that kids need to have their father?
Yo ass.
You know? No, you're dumb.
There's a lot of shit you don't understand about kids because you ain't got none.
Bro.
Because you ain't got none, nigga. And anybody up here that got any children know exactly what I'm talking about. Can't no person without kids tell you shit about raising no kids.
So you gonna tell me people with got kids? You gonna tell me people who got kids gonna say they don't need their father? That's what we saying today.
What I'm gonna say is this. What I'm gonna say is this. Black men can do whatever the fuck they want to do, just like every other group of men. Now shut the fuck up about it. That's what I'm gonna say, nigga. That's what I'm gonna say, nigga. You ain't got nothing to say. You ain't got nothing to say about these fucking white folks that do the same shit. Nothing.
It doesn't matter what white
It
folks
do
Why
matter.
compare?
It do matter.
We always gotta fucking compare.
It do matter. Do white people live in this country? Do white people live in this country?
My nigga, I don't compare what white people do all day. I don't have that.
Do white people live in this country? Is their crime rate tied to single motherhood? Is their crime rate tied to single motherhood?
White people don't live in my head rent free.
Is their crime rate tied to single motherhood?
Yes.
So why you ain't talking about that too?
I am. I'm saying any
crickets,
father.
nigga. Crickets, nigga.
I'm saying every father.
Crickets, nigga.
Motherfucker, you never hear me say about black men.
Checkmate, nigga.
Never heard me criticize black
checkmate,
men.
nigga.
No, it ain't no checkmate, nigga. Because
checkmate, nigga.
Black men. Fuck out of here.
Slave masters control black men's reproduction, and now you niggas want to control their reproduction.
Nobody is talking about who they fuck. Nobody gives
you a walking, talking commercial for eugenics, nigga.
Gives a fuck about who he fucks.
Margaret Sanger would be proud. Margaret Sanger would be proud.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, you give a shit.
The welfare of the child.
You give a shit. You give a shit. You give a shit. Cam Newton's kids is gonna be your kid's boss if you ever have any.
Bullshit.
His kids gonna be your boss. His kids gonna be your kid's boss if you ever have any.
His kid's gonna be your boss, but not my boss. That is some bullshit.
I ain't got no boss, nigga. Fuck is you talking about?
I don't have a boss either, asshole.
I thought Cam was. I thought
your
Cam was some regular dude.
Bro,
you should have told me it was Cam Newton, the quarterback.
I
got royalty.
That completely makes a difference.
Right? So,
Ruthless,
but anyway,
you know what I'm talking about?
Nobody is trying to control a black man.
Hey,
All
man.
we talking about from the kids.
I am happy for him.
Hold on, guys. One mic.
I am happy.
I mean, this motherfucker came in.
He ain't saying nothing. Listen, I'm happy for Cam Newton. He's having the best time of his life. He's living it. He's being responsible. Is this how he wants to do it? And it's optimal for him and his women and their children and their house. I'm with it. Right? Isn't that who am I to judge a man how to run his house? I run my house the way I run my house. He run his house the way he run his house. And I'm cool with that. Because anything goes wrong, he's the one got to take the responsibility, not me.
Okay, with that being said, welcome, Angry Man, coming in hot. Okay. Ghetto Point of Views, thank you for coming up. You had a lot to say in the chat. Okay, just real quick, my position on this, with Cam Newton, he has the money to make this happen. But what I really want to touch on, and I get what you're saying, Angry Man. I'm not trying to tell how man how to dictate, but a Pookie having 8 kids from 3 different women, does that change the dynamics of that as well? And let me let Ghetto answer that, and then Angry Man, you add on that. Okay, so Cam Newton and Nick Cannon are the exception. Ghetto, you speak. What say you?
So you said a Pookie having how many children?
The same thing.
So Pookie having like 8. A Pookie having 8
kids
children.
from 3 different women, can't take care of none of them. That's the issue that I have with that. Where I mean, I guess after having this conversation and seeing how Kim is doing things is better than the Pookie. I still don't think is right, because I feel that a child should be with his mother and father. But I lived the life where my dad lived at home, but I barely saw him eat too, because he was always working. I saw him on the weekends.
Hey, Grace, can I add a caveat though?
Okay, but hold that thought. Let Ghetto in there. Ghetto Point of View. What say you?
Salute to everybody. Salute. I would definitely say that the Pookie is a far worse situation. But what makes the Pookie bad, in my humble opinion, is not the Pookie himself, because he's just conquering the women that's allowing him to conquer. Those women know he's not the optimal choice and continue to let him have children with them.
And I agree with you.
The first sister, fine. You know, she might not have, whatever, she got caught. But once word get out about who this dude is and what type of time he on, and he in the community and sisters in that community or surrounding communities just keep letting him procreate. I mean, we got social media now. Everybody doing everything on camera. Like it's no secrets. Like these Pookies all got cell phones and they flashing the cameras all the time with what they do. So it's like these sisters
Ghetto,
know,
there's a group on Facebook. There's a group on Facebook that says I date him too, where women can compare their men to see if we're dating the same men.
Yep.
I mean, we're already sharing men, and most of us are in denial. We know about it. We just don't do nothing about it, or we do. But Angry Man, why did you come in so angry? What happened? What happened?
Because I'm tired of niggas always freaking sitting back talking about, yeah, you know, these men need to stop this and they need to, and they're talking about dudes that are at a level of success that they'll never reach if they live 10 fucking lifetimes. And they're talking about how, oh, you know, he ain't able to spend time with them kids. Look, a newsflash to Hot Sauce and every other nigga. Even if Cam Newton was married, he would be in the same situation. It would be no different. Even if he was married, it would be the same situation. Because this is a dude who is a overachiever. He's only going to have a certain amount of time to spend with his children anyway. So when he does spend time with them, the way he spends time with his kids, it's going to be the same if he was married. Now, if you're talking about
right now with the Greg Mathis situation.
Yeah, now if you're talking about Pookie in the hood and him having, you know, 4 and 5 babies by 3 different women, that's a different story. But I would argue that in that situation, them niggas got bigger problems outside of child rearing. They got way worse dysfunctions that you're not even getting to the, you can't even have a conversation about proper child rearing when you're talking about Pookie and Keisha in the hood. Because even if Pookie and Keisha in the hood were to get married and have a child together and they stay in one household, that child's still going to be dysfunctional because Pookie and Keisha dysfunctional.
They don't have a stable household. They can't provide stability to the child.
I want to say this, right? Once again, right?
I can't respond.
Oh, I know you did. Go ahead.
All right. So first and foremost, whether Cam Newton is married, I mean, first of all, Cam Newton is absolutely elite, and nobody's taking that away. Also, whether he's married or not doesn't really mean anything because you can have children that live with you, right? And you don't have to be married. You can just have full custody of your kids. The point and issue I'm making is not about what black men, who they're sleeping with, who they're not sleeping with. The point and issue I'm making is whoever they are, regardless of color, whatever, when you're having multiple children that you cannot spend time with, it creates issues. To further extend my point, even when you have a father that does 100 hours a week of work and you're never around, you see the same problems in those kids. Not to the same extent as single mothers, but you still see the same thing, and that's regular everyday jobs. Like for example, where a father might be an EMT, right, driving an ambulance, doing 100 hours a week, or a lawyer, or own a small business, whatever. They still all have the same problems. Money does not alleviate both parents being there in their formative years.
How many niggas?
And that's what I'm saying.
How many niggas did you sell today?
What?
How many niggas did you sell today on the auction block?
Oh man, you know, fuck you, fuck.
I just want to know what was they going for?
So can I? I like to.
Go ahead, Ruthless, because he just wants to be a child. He wants to be a little child.
Here I come. Here I come.
Here's the point we're missing, right? Even let's just take the 2-parent household, right? That does not guarantee success of the child either, because once again,
it makes it much higher the chances of success. And it seems like we want to play the game at a deficit as opposed to give the child the best chances of winning. Like when we play games of strategy, we should be giving the child the best chance of winning. A person like him, a person like Nick, they can put their children in the best situation to win, and they're outliers. But we talking about everybody else that's making $100K a year, $150K a year less. Like we're different. We gotta have a different conversation.
Check
about
this
going
out,
on.
though. Hold on. Wait. Let me just say this. Let me just add this to what he's saying. First of all, here's where the problem comes in. You're not paying attention to the statistics of everything. Do you realize that the single mother, because you can't say single parent home.
Nah, because single dads do very well.
Single dads do extremely well, right?
They do better than single mothers. They're second in command.
They do way better, almost to the point.
Almost do the level of 2 parents.
As much as a 2-parent household, Angry Man.
So that's one thing we got to take into account, right? The other thing that we got to take into account is there used to be a time where single mothers still produce decent children. Okay, this is a recent phenomenon. And the reason why it's a recent phenomenon is because of a few things. It's because of the decaying education system when it comes to the public school system. And it comes from the mentality of the women who are having children today. These are women who do not read to their children. These are women who do not go down to the school to make sure their kids are behaving properly. These are women who, when their kids cut up in school, they don't go to the school and get in the child's ass about it. They go to the school and curse out the teacher.
Okay,
right? So there's a whole lot that's playing into this. It's not just the simple matter of a father not being there.
So once again, right? I need to say this. It's very important. First of all, the children who are dysfunctional, right, are less than 1% of the population. So we're picking on the outliers.
Sir, 80% of children are born out of wedlock. What are you talking about?
No, you're not hearing what I'm saying. The dysfunctional kids, right?
What do you define as dysfunctional?
The prison population, all that is less than 1% of the population.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No, it's not, bro.
It isn't. Our prison population, we have 25% of the world's prisoners.
No, I'm talking about in totality.
That's what we
have 25% of the world's prisoners here in America.
There's 300 million people in America, right?
No.
There's 300 million people in America. Now, let's be real, right? The black people are no longer winning the prison war, right? The Mexicans are taking over that, right? So let's keep that real, right? So all I'm saying is this, right? Even if that just take the single parents producing bad children, there's still less than 1% of the population in totality of 300 million people. The prison population is less than 1%, right?
Where are you getting these numbers from, brother?
Hold on. Are you saying that the prison population is less than 1% of the American population?
Yes, 100%.
That's what he's saying.
No, then that's not true.
That's not true at all. Where are you getting these numbers,
Listen,
brother?
Hold on. Listen, it's only like 300-400 prisons in all America.
What are you talking? That's not true.
It's the average prison. The average prison holds what? 300-400 people? 500 people?
No, the prisons hold.
The United States have a higher incarceration rate than any other country for a number of reasons.
No, but he's not talking about that. He's saying what you have to type in. What is the percentage of the population that is incarcerated in America? What is the percentage of the population that is incarcerated?
Hold on, I'm looking up something right now. Prison Policy Initiative. Hold on. It's telling me, hold on, by state.
What is the percentage of the population that?
I'm sorry, I got it wrong. It's 2%. It's 2% of the population.
2%? What the fuck?
Yes, I got it right here. 2022 prison population in the United States is 1,230,000 people. That's 2022. So that's 2% of the population.
Of the United States or the whole world?
The United States. So it's not even a dent. It's not even a dent. It's 300.
How much? Okay, but you.
So let me make my point. Hold on. Let me make my point, homie. The point I'm making is we're picking on outliers, right? That's what we're doing. We're saying the outliers of people because even the Pookies and Ray Rays are the minorities.
Look at that. It went down 5%. We have 20%. I said 25. We got 20% of the world's prison population.
Right. But
we only make up. We only make up. Look, 4.2% of the global population.
But we have 20% of the prisoners.
Thank you, man. This is what I'm saying.
But he's right. He's right. It's 2%.
If you look at the overall,
2% of the
it's
population.
300 million people in America. There's only 2-point-something million prisoners.
Okay, out of those prisoners, Ruthless, hold on, listen to this. The problems with prison system only continues when one looks at the obvious racial and gender disparities. For example, black inmates make up nearly 40% of the prison population. They only make up 13. Okay, if blacks make only 13.40% of the total U.S. population, 40% of blacks make up the prison population. 40. I don't know where you're getting your numbers.
Right, and then they was talking about the world. He was talking about the world too. He said,
look,
no, I'm not give a fuck about the world. We're talking about the United States.
Here's the issue. Here's the issue, right? Now, this is what Ruthless is not getting. You're saying it's 2% of the United States population, but what you're not understanding is that is problematic. And the reason why it's problematic is because in spite of that, we still have 20% of the world's prisoners, which means we incarcerate people at a higher rate. Now, in addition to that, for black people to make up 40% of the prison population, even though we're only 13% of the United States population, is crazy.
That's a lot of ninjas.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Now, this is why those numbers are conflated. Because we understand that majority of people, the poor people, are being under prosecutorial misconduct, right? That means they're sitting there putting cases on people. A lot of the courts and the police are crooked. They're putting dope on. They're there. So I'm not saying that everybody's innocent. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that there ain't no people out here doing it. But I'm saying is America is also part of the problem. They are very aggressive.
But
and they do anything for job security. So once again, like all I'm saying is this. Then I'm gonna make my point. I'm gonna land it, right? All my point is this in this whole clarification, right? There are a lot more successful single parent successes than there are prisoners.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem, and this is what you didn't add into your equation. When you looked that up on the internet, you looked up the prison population. Did you also look up the group home population? Did you also look up the juvenile detention center population? Did you also look up the jail population?
Okay, so once again, like we can add all that in. We can add another 3.4%. Okay, you can do that. It ain't extreme. Right?
Well, here's the thing.
The 80% of the blacks are successful in this country. So we know that that's the majority. So that's what we're focusing on. We're just focusing on the minority, and we want to say that's everybody. That's every black person. No.
What are you defining as successful?
Black people are the most
arbitrary term. What do you mean by successful?
Black people are the most successful right now ever before in the history of America. We are at the elite. Now, yeah, we hold 8% of the wealth, tied with the Asians, and 7% the Mexicans got, and the rest the white people got. We know why that is.
We have 80% of the wealth in this country.
Point I'm making is, understandably, single moms or single, whatever that shit is, does not matter. People like LeBron James, people who are success in their lives are way more successful than they are unsuccessful.
It does matter.
You're picking the exception of the rules.
Right. He doesn't want to deal with the rule. He just wants to deal with the exceptions.
My best friends accountants, they came from single moms. They're accountants and truck drivers. They're not just out here doing crime. So
hold on.
On the majority scale,
first of all, wait. We gotta clarify something. Roughly 30% of the black population has been in some type of incarceration, detention, probation, or something like that.
That could be a DUI. That doesn't mean nothing.
Oh, okay, but whatever. Even though the population. We have to get clear numbers.
We got to understand, right? You're talking about that could be anything, right? That'd be a defeat, failures to yield, and then we took you in jail because you were cussing, domestic violence. There are a lot of different factors there, right? There's a lot of different factors about the point I'm making is America gives you a second chance. For there are a lot of homies that came out of prison like me and have become very successful afterwards. So that doesn't speak to the people who have turned their lives around. So once again, we can't sit here and keep living in the fucking past. Because you're not out here.
It's not.
This is the present right now. This is
Right. What I'm saying, Jay, there are like a lot of percentage of guys like me who got out of prison and who's now become successful, even though I got a past. So I'm in that
2%. So do you?
They tell me, hold on.
Something else.
No.
You have that's a different agenda. You have something else.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a part of that percentage.
No, you have a
but
different.
They'll never tell you my success. They'll never tell you how I'm living right now, right?
But that's not the conversation. That's not the conversation.
What I'm telling you is, what I'm telling you is, a dude like Cam Newton, who all odds were against him, right? And when now that he's made it and he's living a life, the niggas who are coming in and talking down on his shit, and they're not even in his level. They're not even in his
nobody. Listen, nobody
is making an argument. So why can't us blacks just congratulate, right? Why can't we just say, you know what, Cam? You the man. You doing your thing. I'm happy. You're happy. Your wife and the women ain't complaining. Your kids ain't complaining. Well, why am I complaining? Let's do this. And hey, use him as a
nobody is making their argument that you can't change your life after prison. Matter of fact, we're not even talking about what will happen after prison. Nobody's making that argument.
I know you're not. All we're saying, the numbers are lying. That's what I'm saying. The numbers are lying. They don't tell you about the Charleston rights.
All we're saying is that the numbers nobody's disagreeing with you on that. Nobody's disagreeing with you. All we're saying is that your numbers were wrong.
I'm not saying you disagree. What I'm saying is the numbers don't tell that story, though. That's my point.
So you want us to champion the outliers and ignore the overall.
Listen, the overall sentiment of the black population, we're very successful.
What are you basing that on? You're just saying an arbitrary statement. Black people own less than 2% of the wealth in this country right now. So what are you counting our?
It's 8%.
This is the reason why
now. It went up 6% since COVID.
This is the reason why the black community and black culture continues and will continue to deteriorate, because every single time someone diagnoses the problems, niggas want to gloss over it.
They want to keep talking about LeBron James and Chris Brown and Jay-Z and Beyonce.
People that don't mean shit to us.
They want to talk about the talented 10th and the boule, but they never want to deal with what's going on overall in the community. And it's too much of this already.
No. Listen, all our rappers, they talk about that negative shit all day. But here
nobody's talking about their content. I'm talking about the fact that we point them out as the success story while we look over everybody else who's dealing with issues.
No, we don't.
Jay-Z gets pointed out as a success story all the time, but nobody likes to talk about that. Jay-Z wouldn't even give his cousin $5,000 to start a business. Okay. What are we talking about?
Point of view. All I'm saying is this, right? Black people are not very stingy in their criticism towards each other. So that's a damn lie, right? That's the one thing we do more than anything is down each other. Look at you broke. Look at you just right?
Right. But I specifically was talking about the affluent people. The affluent people, we don't down them at all. We can see Diddy beating fire out of Cassie, and people will still say, "Oh, it's okay," because those girls knew what they signed up for. Because those people have money. Sir, we excuse things all the time for these people in these positions. Like that's what we do, and that's cool.
Listen, we are hard on each other. We talk shit about each other more than any race. You ain't been on YouTube lately? That's all you broke ass nigga. You ain't shit.
Right. You're ignoring my point to try to make yours. You clearly hear what I'm saying because you're the person bringing up all the celebrities.
Let me just argument. To argument point, we don't gloss over each other's imperfections. We are very hard on each other. Matter of fact, to the point where we hate each other. People think that.
There's a difference. Wait. Here's the problem. In you and Beans, all of y'all always get this conflated. There is a huge difference between niggas that come on YouTube to trash niggas and niggas that come on YouTube to critique the black condition. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. Okay, it's one thing for somebody to come up here on some, I can't stand niggas because niggas ain't shit, as opposed to, yo, black people really need to get it together because this dysfunction is getting out of hand. There's a difference between those two conversations. The problem is black people, because we're extra sensitive, we take those two conversations and we combine them, just like the women do. You can get up here and give women a critique because you genuinely want to see them do better and you want to help them, and they say it's bashing. So what ends up happening is the baby gets thrown out with the bathwater. We never get to fix anything because niggas only support dysfunction. They don't support function. Because right now, if some rich, well-to-do black man, like say Cam Newton, has children out of wedlock, but he's taking care of his children, black folks will jump up here. Oh, Cam Newton ain't shit. Cam Newton is raggedy. Cam Newton, look at what he doing. Even though we know in the back of our mind that 9 times out of 10, Cam Newton's kids are going to grow up to be just fine. They're going to be successful. They got money. They got everything they need, even if they don't get as much time as they would need if he wasn't as busy, right? We know this, but we're going to go in on Cam Newton when his situation is already straight. Meanwhile, if somebody gets up here and says the same thing about Keisha that got 6 kids by 3 different niggas is gonna jump up here. Why you talking about black folks?
You hate black women. You hate black women.
You only defend the ignorant niggas and attack the successful ones. That's what black people do.
See.
Damn.
Well,
Bars drop.
Y'all got smoke for. Every nigga y'all got smoke for is usually a nigga that's a multimillionaire or even a billionaire.
But I think that goes both ways, though, right? Because the rich blacks talk about the poor blacks and how they ain't doing shit. The black community ain't shit.
Rich black people don't give a damn about the poor
Rich
black.
black people have 5 minutes worried about what's going on in the hood.
Yeah, rich blacks do not talk about black poor blacks.
Like Anton, right? Anton went on a public platform, I think Dr. Phil, and was like, black people shouldn't be having kids, right?
Anton is not Cam Newton.
Anton is a content creator. That's his job to report.
What I'm saying is, a lot of black people.
You don't acknowledge that though. That's literally his job is to content create and report on the news. That's a poor example.
A lot of rich black people talk down on poor black people.
Name someone who's not in the media industry that does it.
They talk shit about the Pookies and the Ray Rays all the time.
Name somebody who's not in the media industry.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem, Ruthless. And this is something black people got to get through their head. Poor does not equal virtuous, and rich does not equal evil.
Right.
Very true.
So just because you're talking about somebody poor doesn't mean they don't deserve to be talked about because they're poor.
Right. That's true.
Because at the end of the day, I don't look when I watch videos that's being posted or whatever, right? Nobody is talking about the ghetto, raggedy. And when I say ghetto, I don't mean you live in the hood. You know what I mean. I mean the mentality, the behavior. Nobody's up here doing videos about niggas in the hood like that. They not. If they doing a video, they talking about Will Smith and his relationship with Jada. They're talking about Cam Newton. They're talking about Nick Cannon. They're talking about Negroes that's already out of here. They're talking about Negroes that live an entirely different life.
Charleston White, motherfuckers stay on him. All these the homies from the hood, they be getting they smoke too. But you're right. But for the most part, the women is the main topic. But I will say this, right? And I just want to stay on topic. I do believe that Cam is being a man of man, right? He's handling his business. He's communicating with his women, right? He's letting them know this is what it is. Y'all down with it or what? And they're agreeing to it. And they have a business deal that's going on. That's great. And he said he wants to have more kids. So I believe that his smartness of, why would I marry a woman who might leave me? Why would I invest in an unstable creature? Why would I do that?
But none of that.
With the numbers show, and I'm sure he's looked at it, that women are leaving at such a high rate that they're not reliable for the journey anymore. Like, and this is poor to rich, right? From Gazelle and Tom Brady to the bottom, right? So it doesn't really matter. Judge Mathis, right? Just filed for divorce after 39 years.
But
So
that-
once again, right?
exactly.
Nobody is unacceptable for the instability of an emotional creature who's can't be controlled.
Okay, but here's the thing: we're not gonna stay surface level. We got to go deeper than this. Cam is being talked about because he committed the ultimate crime amongst black people. He succeeded. He committed the ultimate crime amongst black people. He succeeded. Any nigga that succeeds is gonna get crucified. You feel me? Because just like Jesus, niggas hate to see a nigga do something they can't do. Okay, so when you see a nigga driving a Lamborghini, for us black people, that's like performing a miracle. That's like turning water into wine. So, oh, we gotta crucify this nigga because
he made it in sports. That's acceptable. He made it in sports. It's acceptable in the black community. He made it in sports. So
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the moment he goes from being in the struggle, see, this is what you got to realize. For black people, the only way you can be a real nigga is you got to be in the struggle. Once you get out of the struggle, you're no longer a real nigga. And this is the reason why. This is the reason why they still got love for kingpin drug dealers. Because even though they got money, they still in the struggle because the police. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, facts. But I do believe that we're judging Cam a little too harsh when there's way more problems that we need to address among our community.
Well, my show was about just kids and broken homes and the effects of what happens with kids in broken homes. Cam and Nick Cannon are the exception to the rule. But what it really matters is when you have kids, like, for example, let's take the woman with 7 kids, 7 different men, getting $3,000 in food stamps. And we mentioned her earlier before. Do you really think those kids are getting the discipline and the structure that a man can bring into? Those are 7 potential inmates that she is creating.
Them niggas is 9 times out of 10 going to jail. Okay, let's just be real about it.
And that's the problem. Why not have 2 or 3 and be done with it?
But here's the problem, right? Why not have 2 or 3? Because the state has incentivized it.
Of course.
So here's the thing, right? When it comes to the chick with 7 kids, and see, this is the one thing I disagree with as far as what Ruthless is saying when he's saying you can't blame the mama, right? The reason why you gotta blame the mama is because the girl that has those 7 kids by 7 different niggas, the niggas that decided to have those kids with her, who you think raised them?
Another single woman.
See, people are not thinking about the fact. See, we keep looking at it like we a lot of us are Gen Xers. So we grew up during a time where everybody wasn't a single mama. We saw people that had families where they had fathers. So we're still in that state of mind. So when we see people go out here and create these type of families or whatever, we think that those men are coming from 2-parent households. We're 2 or 3 generations deep into single motherdom. So
yeah, at least 30 years. Yeah,
exactly. So the majority of these men that you see doing this were raised by single mothers. So it's the very women that this is the reason why these men gravitate to these type of women, because they're gonna go out and marry somebody like mama.
So here's my situation with women, and I've been on record saying this before. Like, if a woman is a single mom, it's 1,000% her fault. Because even if you believe in hypergamy and stuff like that, it is her job to make sure that she can provide a father to her child. And the fact that either she feels she doesn't need a father or having sex without protection, etc., make like that's insane. You are responsible for protecting your body. And when you're a single mother, it shows your decision making. And that's why I would never, ever marry a single mother. Because if she cannot be loyal to her child, how in the world is she going to be loyal to you?
But see, this is where the conundrum comes in at, because it's you know, I'll admit this, it's not a simple problem to solve. And the reason why it's not simple to solve is because the situation is like that age-old question, which came first, the chicken or the egg? So when you're looking at the situation, it's like, okay, who's to blame? So it's like, okay, the mother got with this nigga that wasn't hitting on shit. But what caused the nigga not to be hitting on shit? So on the one hand, it's like, okay, let's say that the nigga was raised by a single mother and his mama won't hitting on shit, and he went out here and got, you know, somebody pregnant or whatever, right? There's two problems with it. One, you have to account for how his mother raised him and the fact that his father wasn't there. But in addition to that, you do have to blame him for not improving his situation or trying to take on the responsibility of breaking the generational curse. But then at the same time, you got to say, but he's not going to have the mentality for that because of how he was raised. So it's this whole which came first, the chicken or the egg.
It's not really about him. It's about her. All she has to do is just to make sure, okay, I'm not going to have sex without protection. That's it.
So now, now you're speaking in acidine sense. The human race has to go forward.
Really?
That's number one, right? So as long as listen, as long as there's a Earth, people have to be produced to move on the generations, nigga. If everybody just starts.
Well, can we produce good people and not fuckery? I mean, I'd rather not have no fucking people around instead of raising all these raggedy ass kids out here.
I
want quality, not quantity. I want quality humans.
Can I say something? Hold on, Ruthless. What's up, Anger Man? Let me say this real quick. I'm in my plane. Bro, you know what's amazing to me? That all these fucking people out here talking about how many kids Cam Newton got and how many kids are out here that we're taking care of. Listen, my thing is this. The same people who are complaining about all these kids are the same people who are supporting the woman that's going to kill all the kids. So they might as well just go ahead and vote for her. Listen.
I'm Trump, baby. I'm Trump.
Look at Anissa. Anissa's in the thing right now throughout the black community, but you're supporting a woman who want to cut the throat of the children. How you going to get mad at Cam for, yeah, he probably having all these kids with all these different women so he can have a legacy before your president kill all of them if she wins.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, BMU
or make the little boys gay and the little girls studs.
But you know what, BMU, this is what bothers me, and this is why I came up here angry, and I'm still angry about it, right? It annoys the shit out of me when we as a collective will talk shit to the men about not parenting properly, or being irresponsible with our seed, or not being in the household with the kids, and will simultaneously be in favor of women deleting the kids.
Come on.
How do those two go together?
They don't.
Come on, man.
How do you get mad at a dude for walking off on his kids? At least he didn't kill them. You feel me? Like, because look, here's the other thing that we don't realize too, because the brothers don't have any reproductive rights. Has it ever crossed anybody's mind? Has it ever crossed anybody's mind that sometimes there's a nigga that got a woman pregnant? He didn't want her to have the kid, but her body, her choice. She had the kid anyway, and he walked off because he didn't want to fuck that kid up.
There's probably a lot. I mean, when it comes to a child being raised without a father, that is the mother's fault. It is her responsibility to make sure that child has a father. It is her responsibility. That's the whole point of hypergamy, is to secure the best options for your offspring.
But that is her role.
That is her
role. No, it's not her responsibility.
That is her role, brother.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The man has control access to marriage. The man controls access to marriage. Women control access to sex. So how does she have the responsibility? So
Because she's the one that makes. She's the one that has the baby.
no, he said that make sure she has a father, good father. That's what he said.
When we're talking about survival of offspring.
How can
women,
women
when we're talking about the survival of offspring, when women supposed to have the mama bear gene, that mama bear gene is supposed to kick in and say, "Hey, I need to ensure the survival of my child."
Hey, let me ask you a question, Ruthless.
Every living organism has this.
Ruthless.
When a woman doesn't provide a father for their child, that is on her.
Ruthless. Let me ask you a question, right? So I'm pretty sure out there in Cali, y'all got buy here, pay here spots, right? Where you get a car, right?
Yeah.
If you go to a buy here, pay here spot and you get a car that ends up being a lemon, is it the fault of the dealer or your fault?
If I get lawyers, their fault.
That ain't what I asked you.
Don't get lawyers, my fault.
They
got limit laws. They got limit laws out here. Yes, they got limit laws out here. You can take them to court. They got to give you all your money back.
I guess we gotta use a different example, Angry Man.
No, we don't have to use a different example if Ruthless quit being a nigga right now. We don't got to use a different example because here's the thing. And this is where y'all's argument falls short, right? Whenever you bring the argument, anybody that's bringing that argument, whenever you bring the argument about male responsibility, right? If we're sitting here saying that a male has to be responsible for his choices, we all agree with that, right?
Yes.
Then a woman should be responsible for her fucking choices.
A man has to be a man, and a man has to be responsible for his choices, right, Ruthless?
Yes.
So
hold on. Let Ruthless answer this question. A man has to be responsible for his choices, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh, get the fuck out of
yes
here.
Or no, Ruth? Answer the question. You're moving the goalposts.
You see that corner. You see that corner coming, and he don't want to answer the question. He know what I'm gonna say. You know damn well, Ruthless, when you took your ass down there to that damn lemon shop, you knew the likelihood of you pulling off with a lemon was likely, but you went down there because you was being cheap. You went down there because you didn't want to wait until you got your credit right, which is the same reason these women have kids with raggedy niggas, because they do not want to take the time to make sure they qualify for a good man, and they don't want to go through the vetting process to make sure they open their legs to a dude that's worth a damn.
Okay, so can I respond to that?
That's facts. That's facts right there.
So let's be real. Number one is, how can she pick better when she's not better, right? So she's wretched in her heart, so she's attracted to another person, right?
Is she still the problem?
No, listen, let me finish my point, Angry Man. All I'm saying is, right, birds of a feather flock together. So the woman who's getting with the guy who's problematic and not responsible is because she's attracted to the desires, the dark desires of her heart. This is what she wants. She doesn't want a good man. She doesn't want to vet a good man.
Still doesn't absolve her of her responsibility.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this: I'm not absolving women of nothing, right? You know that I don't absolve women of anything, right? But
you're doing it right now. You're absolving them right now by
God depending on women to lead us either, right? So a woman, first of all, is an unstable creature because she relies a lot on her emotions. So her ability to choose or pick a good man is inept. That's non-existent because she does not think with logic. She thinks with emotions and feelings. So she's not the best capable or the most formidable leader. This is why it's not good to have a woman lead your nation, right? So this is one responsibility we can't give to them because they're not capable of doing it. Because they are emotional, more emotional than we are when it comes to selections. So therefore, we cannot give her that responsibility. Now for the men. Now for the men. Because of the construct, the social construct that we're in, because America is very much involved in the household, it alleviates our power to be the man, right? Because in 1 minute, when we try to put a house in order, right, she screams, "Don't talk to me like that. What you gonna do? She get all in my face. Now, if I get violent with her anyway, then 911, the police gonna come put me in check, put me in jail. So therefore, my hands are tied at leading my household because America said, our laws govern your house. You might have the house, but our laws govern the house. So therefore, the woman who has the knowledge that she has just as much power when it comes to law, if not more, she's taking advantage and leveraging that against me. So therefore, we're in a situation where it's bound to fail because she's emotional and unstable. She is going to lean on that, and I'm going to try to hold it together. But the laws protect her. America incentivizes her. They say, hey, if you leave, we got you, baby. We're your real daddy. He might be your daddy, but if you don't like him, come. We got a spot for you and your children. And we'll give you every fucking thing to make sure that.
You know what? Now, I'm glad you said that. Because now I'm going to go in on the fellas. Now I'm going to go in on you niggas, right? Okay. Because here's the thing. You said that she can always lean on daddy government because that's their real daddy, right?
Yes.
You know who ain't leaning on daddy government and wouldn't give a damn about daddy government?
Men.
Those women that got kids by Cam.
Yes.
Because the government ain't gonna give them what Cam can give them.
Yes.
Come on.
So here's where the problem comes in with the niggas. Okay. You niggas be out here broke as shit. And that's part of the reason why y'all don't have no control over your households, because you don't have, like, first of all, hypergamy works against y'all. It don't work for y'all.
Correct.
You feel me? Because
Correct.
if you're not at a certain level financially, and that's one of the biggest issues with black men, we refuse to be competitive at a level where we can offer the women something that the government just ain't gonna give them.
But Angry Man, ain't that wrong to just judge a man by his wallet and how much money he makes? Ain't that messed up? Ain't you just saying that a man is an ATM? Why would you do that, Angry Man? That's wrong. That's wrong, Angry Man.
No. Because it works like this. Because it works like this. Now, look, here's the thing. You're right in the sense that it's not right for a man to allow people to treat him like an ATM. There needs to be some discernment there, and a man should not lead with his wallet. However, in order for you to have the most conducive situation, you got to have the tools for it. You feel what I'm saying? If you want to build a certain type of house, you got to have the tools and materials to build that house. You either going to have a house that protects you from the storm, or you going to have a tent that can get blown away.
Yo, Angry Man, speaking of raggedy sheds, did you see what they setting up in Florida right now? It's a clip going viral of some young lady, well, not young, but like she was in them tent cities that they setting up in Florida, and she got arrested for spitting on somebody. And if you look, it's massive amounts of tents, and it was nothing but like sisters and white women just living. It wasn't no Mexicans, nothing. They done gave the
winter has come.
So now they got us living in the tent cities. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. It was thousands of people in these tents, bro.
Just add on to what Angry Man said, right? This is the part where it's a two-edged sword. Money, economics is a two-edged sword. Do we need it to be valued? Yes. But here's the problem. For the love of money is the root to all evil.
Oh,
so
here we go.
Even if you get the money, the women are corrupted when they come to you. So therefore, you're in a worse position with money because why?
No. See,
y'all, a lot of y'all men like to lead with money.
Y'all love to do that. See, first of all, here's the problem. This is what you're not realizing, right? Y'all love to say, oh, when the man have money and the woman come, the man is still in trouble because women are corrupted by the money. See, first of all, y'all are leaving one thing out. Before you get the money, you gotta be a man first.
Teach.
You gotta attach masculinity to the money. Whenever you see these dudes that got money and they still getting ran over by these women, it's because they ain't got no masculinity attached to it. They don't even understand what that mean, bro.
I agree with you, Angry Man. And I'm gonna give to rebut you, right? And I'm gonna use a very extreme just to show a point. Tom Brady and Giselle, right? So we know that they got divorced, or she filed for divorce, correct? She was a millionaire already before she met him. She was a model, top model. So she's still a millionaire. Tom's a millionaire, right? So when they divorced, after that, they said, well, we really can't get no money, but they told her, you have access to his assets. And she went after half his assets, right? Now, Tom, being smart, put everything in his mom's name. So therefore, she couldn't touch it. But my point is, once she filed for divorce and the lawyers were telling her, hey, you're eligible for his assets, she was corrupted, even though she's already a millionaire. She's already rich. She has a lot. She's over 30 million rich. But yet she got greedy and was like, yeah, let me get that too. So once again, all I'm saying is this: money corrupts. That's the thing about it. We don't.
No, listen.
And especially, and I'm done. And especially women. Especially women. This is why they're divorcing at all levels. Because why? Divorced at the lower level, angry man, because they're saying, I have a dream, right? Social media, all the followers, they're thinking they want to get better.
No.
Then at the high end, right, they're saying, hey, I could take your money and get more money. So where do you find a woman who's with all this chastity yet?
No, see, here's the thing. This is not a problem. This is not an issue for me as a man, right? And I'm gonna break down why. So number one, hypergamy works in favor for me. And the reason why is because when, it's a different experience that my wife has with me than she had with other dudes. You feel what I'm saying? It's a different experience. Like, number one, when you're able to do certain things, when you have the ability to do certain things, women can go up. They rarely ever want to go back down. You feel what I'm saying? In other words, if you got a woman and she don't fly nowhere, if she do fly somewhere, she flying coach or whatever, and then all of a sudden she get with you and you're flying first class and you're able to eat at the best restaurants, you're able to go on the best vacation, you're able to do all of that shit, right? It's a totally different experience that the average nigga can't give her, right? Now, it does have the ability to corrupt the woman. It'll get her to the point where her expectations is out of this fucking world and other niggas can't meet those expectations. The only time that it is in your favor is when the other part of that is added to it. In other words, is there any other nigga that makes her feel the way you make her feel outside of the money? Is there any other nigga that has the ability to make her laugh the way you make her laugh? Is there any other nigga that lay pipe like you lay pipe? Is there any other nigga she really want to be around like that? See, when you combine all of that shit together, it's hard to beat that.
Now,
it's hard to beat that. Now hold on, let me say this about Tom Brady, right? Mm-hmm. Because this is the part we not understanding about these celebrities that we keep leaving out. We don't know what type of dude Tom Brady is in a relationship. We don't know if he is trash man in the bed. We don't know if he gets along, if he was getting along with her in a conducive way. We don't even know if he was her first choice. She could have just got with him because he was Tom Brady, the title of Tom Brady, not the person Tom Brady. So we always leave that shit out. It's more to it than just the fucking money. Anytime I see these rich dudes that are celebrities, we kind of glamorize and romanticize them in the sense that we don't think about them at the person level. You feel me?
Yeah. So I want to add to that, right? So once again, right, we also understand that a relationship is a gamble, no matter what level you at. So yes, are there stories like yours that are successful, happily married? Yes, but you're an outlier now. As time goes on, you're becoming more of an outlier. You're not. You're no longer. Let me finish.
But look, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Ruthless. Look, I'm an extraordinary guy, bro. I can't help being extraordinary. You know what I'm saying?
Once again, you're becoming an outlier as we grow further in life, right? Because women,
outlier though.
Because a lot of women, right, are picking themselves over the family. They're picking their ambition to do things outside of the family of the man because they've been incentivized by the government, by social media, by their
feminism.
And this is a problem, right? This is why the women are fighting.
What about the fact that over a certain amount of money, the divorces rates drop through the floor?
Yeah, but
talk about that.
But now, what proof do we have that it's a happy marriage? That's the question, right? Happy life.
But listen. See, y'all.
Did he just bring up the word happy?
Wait. Y'all keep gauging it. Y'all always gauge the divorces. See, watch this. I'm gonna show you something. I'm glad Ghetto Point of View brought that up. Y'all always talk about the divorces in the realm of the celebrities. Look at those numbers of the divorces when it comes to the regular people that make good money.
Facts. It's through the floor. Once you get over like 125K and up, divorces is almost non-existent, even in the black community.
Most millionaires are married.
They stay together, man. Like
because you know why? You know why? Because number one, they're treated more as a business. That's number one, and they're more outliers.
That's what marriage is.
It's not because of that. You know what? It's because of what I just said. You don't want if you're a woman at the regular level, meaning you're not around. See, those celebrity women, they are around other celebrity guys that make that kind of money or more. If you're a woman at the regular level, meaning the men that you have available to you are the average guys that make about 40, 50,000 a year. And you mess around and land a guy that's a six-figure earner. That it's like, oh shit, she's not trying to go back to the dude that makes 40K.
Oh Lord.
But here's the problem though, right? Here's the problem. And a lot of time, in a lot of these cases, right, women have been corrupted by getting these guys. So we do understand that now women have their selfish ambitions as well. Man. Not all of us like you, lady man, where personality and all that matters. Some women, yeah, of course, the divorce rate gonna go down if you got millions of dollars because she's getting a lifestyle. She's sold her soul for that lifestyle. So now let's take Tyrese. Now let's take Tyrese for example, right? His wife divorced him.
We ain't even got, like he said, we don't even gotta go to celebrities. Like I'm on Forbes right now, right? The occupations with the lowest rated divorce: physical scientists, medical scientists, actuaries, software developers, optometrists, chemical engineers, religious people, surgeons. Like maybe we should just get back to being more skilled so we can like stabilize our family.
But those are still books that are still being written.
Oh man, here we go.
It's not over yet.
How about if we stuck to the family unit? I again, like Angry Man said, that's all I was used to see a child in a single parent household. Me growing up was very few and far between.
Bro, listen, I gotta say this, and I'm not trying to brag, I'm not trying to flex. I just gotta point this out. Okay? It's different. I even heard Anton talking about this the other day. I heard him talking about this the other day. And I've talked about it before. It's different. It's different when your wife has the option to work.
Teach.
It's different.
Hire her to work for you.
Or she can work for you. It's different when your wife is like, ooh, I would like to get. It's different when you go shopping and your wife is looking at something and you're like, ooh, you know, she's like, ooh, I like this, but damn, she's looking at two handbags and she's like, oh, I don't know which one to get. And you're like, you ain't get them both. It's different. It's different when you go to the little fucking place to park your car You know, you're hopping out of a freaking luxury car that you ain't never got to worry about breaking down on you. And you get on the shuttle and you go to the freaking plane, you hop on there, you get on there first class. And when you get to where you're going, the fucking black truck picks you up. You know what I'm saying? They're putting your freaking luggage in the back of the car, shit, opening the door for you. You getting in the car, they asking you, would you like something to drink? They take you to the hotel. You go to the hotel. The hotel is immaculate, out of this freaking world. And then you fucking go out and have a good time and shit. And then you come home. And when you come home, your bills is still paid. You're not stressing about your bills. It is different. And I'm telling you right now, the reason why a lot of these women act the way they act in the black community is because that's not their experience. That is not their typical experience. And this is the reason why they go so crazy over guys like that and guys that have that and lose their freaking minds. And the funniest thing about it is what I just described, that's not even a millionaire's lifestyle. A person that earns 6 figures can do that. You feel what I'm saying? A person that earns 6 figures and manages their money properly can live a awesome freaking life. And the women, when they are at the regular level, look, I ain't never seen a woman trade a freaking 5-bedroom house with a nice yard and a nice neighborhood for the projects. I ain't never seen a woman trade a BMW, a Range Rover, a Benz for a Nissan Altima. I ain't never seen that. Now, like I said, that's not all of it, of course. You also have to be the type of man who your woman can talk to. You also have to have a friendship. You understand what I'm saying? You also have to be the type of people where you actually enjoy each other's company. I'm talking about to the point where you would rather hang out with each other instead of going to events that you was invited to, or you would rather kick it at the crib together and watch a movie. You feel what I'm saying? And then on top of that, and this is the most important factor, you gotta be able to lay pipe like Super Mario. If you can't lay the pipe, you might as well just hang it all up. None of it matters. The money don't matter. Your temperament don't matter. None of that matters. None of it.
As a woman who's dated from every spectrum financially and grew up with money, you're absolutely right, Angry Man. It does something different to you when a date comes and pulls up in a Cadillac Escalade with roses and chocolates and my favorite cake that I don't know how he knew I liked from a guy that just pulls up in a regular hoopty. I mean, I'm gonna be real with y'all. The pussy just starts twitching. You know,
and he's getting in the car like it's nothing like he used to.
Yeah. Yep. I gotta. To me, because I grew up with money, it impresses me still. But now I'm looking for the content of the character of a man. Does he open the door? Does he sit facing the door? Is he a protector? Because that money thing could lose everything tomorrow. But are you still going to be the same man with $5 in your pocket, $50 in your pocket, 500 or 500,000?
And see,
but I get it.
That's the question that every man has to search his soul and ask himself that. If I lost everything today, would she still rock with it?
Now here's also we also have to look at that. Is a woman the best thing to invest in? And that's the answer to that is no in most cases. So now we have to understand. Yeah, you looking for
who the woman is. It depends on who the woman is.
Like I said, that's what I said in most cases, right? This is now the women are different. Times are changing. These women don't have anything when it comes to courtesy or appreciation.
And why is that, Truth? Why is that?
Let me tell you why.
Let me ask you a question, bro. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question real quick, bro.
Because social media, right? And the women having access to resources and feminism also being a
who has the stronger influence on your woman, you or the world?
The world. Beyonce.
Beyonce. A woman, sir. And that's not
all right, guys, hold on a second. Let me give Marvelous Opinion a chance. He's been he just came up here. I don't know how long you've been listening, Marvelous. Thank you for coming. But what say you? What do you have to say or add on to to this conversation we're having tonight.
Marvelous looked like he starred and stomped the yard. I just want to say that real quick.
Love you, Angry Man. How you doing, man? I ain't see cousin in a minute. How you doing, fam? Yeah, actually, I agree with a lot of stuff y'all talking about. A lot of it, has already been pretty much sorted out. I kind of like where the conversation is going. I'm just going to continue listening, and then if I actually want to interject because it's something I feel that I can add to it, I'm gonna go jump in there. But yeah, let's continue on what y'all doing.
Word.
You sure? Because we're gonna start closing out soon. I'm at the 3 hour and 15-minute mark.
Oh, that's all right. It's all right. It's a blessing to be with you guys anyway. It's cool. I'm good with this.
So I want to finish my point.
Wait. Before you start, Ruthless, we didn't had this conversation before.
Yeah.
And me and you done battled back and forth about this. And I'm going to say it again, what I said before. I think most of the men today are weak. Weak as fuck because men are supposed to, bro, look, I have enough confidence in myself, right? I joke about it all the time. I say, yo, if me and my wife wasn't together, God forbid, or whatever, I'd just be single. I'm lying. I know for a fact that I would do the same thing. You understand? Because I know as a man, I know I have the ability to not only not control, but I have the ability to inspire and cause those around me to want to do things in a better way. I know I have that ability, right? So it's like you got to ask yourself who has more control, who has the ability to influence your woman. If the world has more influence on your woman, that's not your woman.
But here's the deal, right? Once again, right? These women out here getting these BBLs and stuff like that. It's all listen, these women are getting it to compete with other women. They're not doing it for the man. They're doing it for themselves.
Ruthless, you completely jumped over my point about the professions that we go into and the divorce rates with.
Man, respectfully, you're in marriage purgatory. So you've been a while, right? Since you've been out here.
What are you talking about? I'm in marriage purgatory.
Marriage purgatory. That's wild.
Yo, Ruthless, just because your marriage is trash, don't mean mine is, brother. Like, I'm sorry that you have such a.
He's not even married.
So slow down, Embrace Grace. These women out here, and Grace, you agreed with me just 40 minutes ago about how these women are out here, right? Going around sleeping with husbands, chasing rappers, chasing athletes, right? So let's be real. The quality of women is going down every
They're
day.
chasing the bag.
Okay, but the quality, when they chase the bag, that means they have less substance, right? That
What's
means
the percentage of women that even qualify for these dudes you talking about?
Do you understand? Listen. I qualify. I'm a qualifier. I'm a 15%.
You qualify for the dudes you're talking about? You date celebrity men?
I'm a 15%.
Oh, you date celebrity men. This is crazy.
Listen,
Ahead,
I'm
keep going, brother.
homie. So I understand exactly what these women out here, their minds are corrupted. They're
but you gotta say not all women are like that, Truth. Because you're putting all women.
Most women, right? The women who aren't like that are taken by angry men, right? They're where they're supposed to be. Right? They got scooped up already. See what I'm saying? So I'm picking from the litter at this motherfucker. So all I'm saying is this, and I'm gonna land it. All I'm saying is this: times are changing for the worse when it comes to women because the independent mindset, the greediness, the corruptness of, and then America's also empowering women to be all they can be with or without a man. So right now, the value of a man, as we say, used to be in his finances, right? Now the value of a man now is to a woman, well, what have you done for me? And you need to do it now. We're not going to build together. You need to be at the finish line and you need to cut me a check. These women are upfront about what they want and they no longer have the audacity to even go through the process anymore of getting to know the things that Angry Man did.
Bro, check this out.
But Truth, you're not saying nothing we don't already know. And another fact is they come from single parent homes.
He's not accurate. He's not getting one thing right. I showed it the other day when I reviewed the Cam Newton situation. I showed his baby mama Jasmine Brown and how she was talking before she met Cam. And the way she was talking before she met Cam, she was all of what you talking about right now, Ruthless. She was saying all of that shit. You don't want to be male identified, and you don't want to be a pick me. She was saying all of that shit.
Yep.
She got with Cam. I put it to you like this. She started out like She-Ra 7. She met Cam Newton and turned into Nora Smith. Transformed overnight into a nurturing, caring, submissive woman. Okay, because look, here's the thing. You gotta understand something. I said this to y'all brothers, and y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna say it again. It is different when that woman get on that bed, that California king with the thousand thread sheets and the silk pillowcase, bruh. And you got the freaking AC bumping, and she goes in the bathroom and it's like the floors is heated because it ain't cold in there and shit. And she be rethinking her whole life, nigga. She'll be rethinking her whole life. It's like 50 said. He said, if I pull up to the hood in a Ferrari, you better get in fast before I pull off. You feel me?
You better be ready, or you're gonna be left.
Reevaluating the whole situation, bro.
She's taking that lifestyle. Understand? There are women who take that lifestyle, but we're talking.
So you're saying most women prefer
that lifestyle?
Instability?
She look at what she's getting. Cam Newton, he's worth over almost $250 million, right? So that's understandable.
Again, Ruthless. Again, you talking about Cam Newton?
Ruthless.
Over 150,000, and the divorces dropped through the floor. We're not talking about $1 million.
That's what he not getting. He not getting what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, even though I mentioned Cam Newton, most women in the black community, when they meet a dude, that dude is anywhere from 30K to 50K a year. Okay. When you start getting up into the 150, 250 range,
it's different.
They are reevaluating their life, bruh. They are look, I don't even, bruh. I'm not even one of these dudes. Like, I went up there and kicked it with Anton. Anton got this freaking Porsche, freaking electric Porsche and shit. This shit is out of this world. I'm not even at that level, nigga. But I've literally pulled up in just a Camaro, and women be like,
listen, Angry Man, I understand.
Reevaluating they whole shit, bruh.
Listen, Angry Man, I'm a 15%, so I understand what you're talking about. And I'll have women on my shit. I got that M6 competition, BMW, okay? And they own that. But the thing about it is, what am I getting them? Do I want that?
What you got to do?
Here's the thing what the women are doing. See, they're using what we're taught against them. See, all our lives when we're growing up, we're taught to be chivalrous to women, take care of your woman, be a man, make sure you treat your woman like this, make sure this. And we took that indoctrination and said, yeah, I'm with it. And now what the women are doing is leverage that very teaching against us and saying, hey, well, this is why they talking shit. This is why they don't have no respect, because they're saying, well, we know what they were taught. Yeah, so they're going to take care of us. They're going to give us that money.
You only saying half of it. You're not speaking to the half that the women are taught in that same breath. I'm gonna let it right here. That being said, is a lot of these women are very disrespectful. They're rude, and they have no substance to them, and they're not even worth but sex.
But Ruthless, listen, bro. Listen, brother. You know the analogy of the carrot you got the carrot hanging and in order for you don't give them the carrot until they move, bruh.
Yeah.
You got to understand, when you're in that position, right? You said you're a 15%. I'm a 5%. When you're in that position, bro, you call the shots.
I know that.
So then you know that it's a numbers game. Yeah. Okay, you know that out of 20, 30 women that you deal with over a couple of years, you're only going to come across one that is going to appreciate who you are and what you're capable of and what you can do. So I'm going to tell you what I think it is with you, Ruthless. I'm going to call you out on your shit, bro. I'm going to tell you what I think it is. I think you done came across her already and you fucked up. That's what I think, bro. That's what I think. I think you was out here in these streets, bro. You was out there with that freaking
I did a lot of jail time, man. I did a lot of jail time. I did a lot of jail time. I told you that.
Oh, that's what it was. My bad. You know what? So see, that's what happened with you. You was down when you had the opportunity to pull from a better dating pool, and now you got to deal with the scallywags out here and shit. That's what that is.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yes, there is piss in the dating pool. Yes, there is. Even a couple doo-doos in there. It's bad, but I'm not giving up hope. I'm not. But with that being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Do our final thoughts. We're gonna go around the panel. Guys, make sure everybody in the chat, you subscribe to these great content creators that are up here and bless me with their presence. Make sure you subscribe to the Black Unfiltered Network, Black Man Unfiltered Network, and of course my channel, Embrace the Grace. We're gonna have an interesting topic next week on my channel, guys. I got an email by a young man, and he wanted me to ask the ladies, does size matter? And where I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna ask the ladies on every platform. I'm gonna gather all that data, and men, I want you to sit back and see what the women say. Does size matter? So that's what's going to be next week on my channel. Don't know what date yet. I'm not committing anymore to no other network, so I can throw my show whenever. I got to gather that data, see what women say about the size matter.
I'm starting my show on that soon too, so beware.
So with that being said, let's go around the panel. Angry Man, I'm gonna leave you for last. Ruth, please keep it short. I gotta be at work tomorrow in the morning. Okay, I gotta go on somebody else's panel in a minute. Keep it short, sweet, and simple. But I do appreciate you coming up, giving me shit and static. We always have a good conversation. It's been a minute. You still owe me that steak dinner. I ain't forget. Okay, and I like ribeye. That's my favorite cut. So go ahead, Ruthless. Go ahead and say your final thoughts.
These women out here are hyenas.
No shit, Sherlock. You just learning that?
Treat them as such, and don't hold back. Do not let up on them. Put your foot on them. Go, Cam Newton, go, and that's it.
All that for that. Marvelous opinion. Again, thank you for coming. Are you from New York?
No, I'm close to. I'm in Jersey.
Okay, same difference.
Yeah,
I knew you was from. I knew you was from up top. Go ahead and say any final thoughts. Again, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. What say you?
I would just say that the moral of the story is men need to actually start to learn to love themselves. I think a lot of men put too many false expectations on themselves and fall into the trap of their own desire. And the thing is, their very desire is the very thing that's controlling them. So men are complaining about women, but that's only because they allow the women to control them because they can't control themselves. That's my take on that.
Facts. Jersey Watcher, I don't know what you're doing in the dark. I know you were chilling with your Make America Great Again hat. You have anything to say back there? You good? All right, so going once, going twice, gone. Ghetto Point of View, thank you for coming. I appreciate you whamming it out with Travel One in the chat. You ain't let up either, so I appreciate that. You kept her busy. You know. What say you about what we talked about tonight?
Thank you so much for the invite, letting me come up and rock out with y'all. Definitely always learn and appreciate the gems. I just want to say this last little tidbit. I guess I could do it like a riddle, right? So janitors, security guards, and bus drivers for local, I guess, depots, what do they have in common?
They're blue collar workers.
they all have a 45% divorce rate because they make very little money. If we really want to have a conversation about how we can resolve a lot of this stuff, I think some of the stuff Angry Man was dropping is very key, and we got to stop playing with that. If we really want stability in our homes, we got to be able to provide stability. If you want to take it to a biblical way, shorties want to be made secure, y'all. Like, women like to feel safe and comfortable. Like, we got to stop pretending like these things don't exist. And if you bring chaos, you're going to get chaos. And I'm not saying every woman deserves $1 million in red roses all the time. Of course not. You got to be discerning and vet them. But once you do, provide them security and watch how they give back to you. Like, let's stop playing games, fellas. We grown. Let's grow up. And that's it. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Angry Man coming in hot. I love it. I'm used to it. It's nothing for me. This is our normal behavior. I don't take it as an insult or anything. That's who you are. Damn, your name is Angry Man. What the fuck? If people just put 2 and 2 together, what say you about this whole thing that we talked about and hashed out tonight?
All I can say is what I was talking about a little while ago. Dudes need to stop making excuses. Dudes need to level up. Dudes need to get on point. And look, first of all, if everything you deal with is a scallywag and a strag, you in the wrong places. You in the wrong places. You feel what I'm saying? And to quote another light-skinned brother and poet, Drake, all I gotta say is I say shit like, come with me, leave all of your things. We can stop at Gucci, stop at Louis V. You feel me? You feel me? So we not look, it's different. I'm just saying, when you put yourself in position as a dude, you eliminate a large portion of the competition. If you're at the regular level, now if you hanging around with nothing but multimillionaires, then you better step your game up. But if you at the regular level, as a black man, if you at the regular level and you making anywhere north of 150K, bruh, if you having any women problems, it's because you lacking in your masculinity, because it ain't the money that's the problem. You feel me? But that's all I got to say.
You're absolutely right. And to just add that on, Angry Man, my dad used to always say, money talks and bullshit walks.
Yep.
Okay.
Facts.
And I learned that from him, just watching him grease everybody palms and how they treated him. Mr. Papia, this, I would call him with a problem. And 20 minutes later, okay, you can go ahead and do what you got to do. I mean, it costs to be the boss.
Like Tony on The Sopranos, every time somebody did anything, you see him peeling out that money.
Mm-hmm. Money talks and bullshit walks. What? You don't serve steak early in the morning? They're running to get a tomahawk from my dad. So I've seen it, and you're right. And I'm gonna close with this. The whole objective of this show is just to show people. I use Cam, and he's a celebrity. And after tonight's show, I guess what he's doing is a little bit more acceptable to me because he has the funds, but at the same time, he's not putting in the time. But then when BMU broke it down to me, it seemed a little bit more reasonable. But observation results show that children with broken homes have a different compared behavior of normal, whose families are generally intact and harmonious. Children who have a broken home background tend to be stubborn, unruly, and don't even fear anyone and act like assholes sometimes. A lot of these women are creating the problem for having kids out of wedlock. And men, I'm gonna get on y'all last too. Protect your seed, protect your last name, protect your money, and protect your peace. I tell my son, he's 18 years old, you ain't got no fucking business right now but staying on your grind and staying on your purpose until you're 28. 10 years. 10 years. You doing what you're doing, bring a baby into that bullshit. Don't call me. I'm gonna be in Jamaica getting my groove back. So that's what I try to tell my son every day that I talk to him. Stay about school, stay working, stay on his grind. Because when he's 28 and he's making the money that he's supposed to make, he'll be able to pick out any chick that he wants. Because he's going to provide that security, that stability, that home foundation.
Come on.
But we don't have fathers in these households to teach these to our young men. We don't have fathers like my dad used to tell me, ain't nothing open after midnight but legs, and I'll be damned if they're yours. And that motherfucker will wait at the dining room table till I walked in, and if I was 5 minutes late, he's already calling all my friends' parents, because I had to give him all my friends' parents' phone numbers. He will put out a bolo on me 5 minutes late. That's why I never got pregnant till I was 31 years old. Your body is a temple. Don't let nobody, you know, you need that father and that man in your house. I mean, I was able to go through college, fuck around, do my thing, still never got pregnant. Why can't other women do it? If I could do it, y'all could do it, but y'all choose not to. But with that being said, guys, thank you for coming. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to come tomorrow, Flipping Tables. BMU Network got a show 7 days a week for anything y'all looking for. So with that being said, peace, guys. Take care.
Peace.
Take us out, BMU. Oh. You ain't sleep. Did you fall asleep? I know Jersey fell asleep. BMU, are you gonna stop the show? You up? Wake up, BMU. I'll keep talking. I'll keep talking if I need to. I can't even stop the live because I don't have access. BMU, wake up. Are you there? We're trying to end the show, BMU. Oh Lord. Anyway, but I also wanted to say kids with the ages between 2 and 4 is considered the worst age for divorce for children, mostly because this is the time when their parents play the most primal. Elementary, 6 to 12, this is arguably the toughest age for children to deal with separation or divorce from their parents. And all of my information tonight came from marriage.com. BMU, I'm going to leave the live, but it's going to keep running. So I hope you wake up and close this out. So with that being said, guys, I'm logging out. I'm leaving the room, but it's still going to show live, okay? Y'all, I mean, we could still have conversations and everything, but I'm out. Peace.